Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. Howard Lee on behalf of Fighters Factory, Murray Thompson, welcome you to Fort Knox, a return to Fort Knox. Shut up tonight, that's our motion in centering. 12th big show. Put your hands together, Murray Thompson, Fighters Factory, the even dozen. Congratulations, Murray. 12 big shows in 2 years. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get underway, would you welcome formally back to Melbourne from Royal Randwick, New South Wales, Australian welterweight champion and the new Commonwealth welterweight champion, Melbourne's own fighting barrier, Julian Holland. He shut up the Bulleye Blaster. What a great performance by Julian Holland. We'll be talking to Julian a little later. Ladies and gentlemen, all of tonight's bouts have been sanctioned by the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria. At ringside, chairman of the board, Chairperson Bernard W. Balmer. Members, Mr. Bob Todd, Malcolm McGuinness, your secretary, your executive officer, Mr. Bart McCarthy. Our judges for the opening bout at ringside, Andrew Campbell, Con Theodorou, and Ms. Anika Williams. Timekeeper at the bell, Dynamite Damien Membry. Your commentators at ringside, the President of the Australian Boxing Federation, Mr. Gus Mercurio and Stephen J. Peak. Your official photographer at ringside, Donald Sildak. When the bell tolls in our first bout, your man in centering, World Championship referee, James Boland. Your ringside physician, coming down, here he comes, Dr. John Jory. Your sound system, Stav, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, put up or shut up at Fort Knox. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing. Your opening contest set in the light heavyweight division. Would you welcome on my left, occupying the red corner with former Australian light heavyweight champion John Mccubbin. Ladies and gentlemen, last night at the weigh-in, he scaled 79.40 kilograms at the Fighters Factory, 3 Blackburn Road, Blackburn. 23 years of age, unbeaten in professional boxing. 3 bouts, 2 wins, 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, recently been training in Ned Kelly country at Beechworth via Ivanhoe, Victoria. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome, wearing black trunks with Maurice Schott assisting in the corner from Northside Gymnasium, the Beechworth Blaster, Justin Nolan. And on my right, occupying the blue corner, recently joined the Murray Thompson and Greg Rogan Fighters Factory Consortium. A decorated kickboxing career, 2 professional fights in Marquess of Queensbury boxing, 33 bouts, 30 wins in all disciplines of boxing and kickboxing. From Kilsyth, wearing black with purple, would you welcome, scaling 77.55 kilograms, Stuart Moller. James Moller. All bouts, 10-point must system per round. The standing 8 count is in vogue. A fighter.
Okay, here we are tonight here at Knoxfield Netball Centre for Murray Thompson's Fighters Factory Promotions professional boxing here between Stuart, Moller and Justin Nolan. And with me tonight, I'm surrounded by expertise with Gus Mercurio to my left, the President of the Victorian Division of the Australian National Boxing Federation, and of course our magnificent little warrior Julian Holland sitting further to my left next to Gus. And gentlemen, the first fight here tonight, Justin Nolan in the black trunks there in the red corner fighting Stuart Moller. Gus, how do you see the boys at the moment?
Well, Stuart Moller is a kid that's had 2 losses. I mean, you look at him, he looks fit, he looks trim. The other guy's got a little extra weight on him, and he's won 2. So, I mean, it's going to be a different situation. We've got a butcher in Nolan. Maybe he'll butcher this guy. You never can tell. What do you think, Julian?
No, well, Stuart's come to the Fighters Factory. You know, I don't know where he was training before that, but he's been training quite hard. And since he's been with us, he's really improved. And I think the 2 losses really not sort of saying much for what he is, actually.
He looks better than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely is better than that.
I think one of those losses was against Paul Murdoch in his first ever fight. I think Murdoch sat, in fact, Moller actually in the second round of that fight sat Murdoch on his pants, which is no mean effort.
Yeah, and his next fight was with Kevin Murray, so he's fought two guys in there. 2 diehards there, quality light heavies. So Justin Nolan, he's had a couple of victories in his career so far. He's moving pretty well there. Moller throws out a right hand at Nolan. Gus, not a bad little punch from Moller there. Nolan's bouncing around a bit more, though, isn't he, keeping Moller at bay? Well, there's some good jabs. Oh, beautiful hand, you see. Yeah. Keep those punches to the body. He's going to bring the guy's arms down. He looks much better than 2 losses, doesn't he?
Definitely, yeah.
He's got a bit going for him.
Certainly has. Nolan, of course, in the big John Mccubbin camp out at Preston there in the Preston Gymnasium, where there's a lot of people working out there at the moment. Julian, Justin Holland, you think Gus said he looks a little bit heavy or a little bit carrying a bit of surplus.
Yeah,
and it's not affecting him at the moment, though.
Well, I know he's a bricky labourer, so he'll be pretty strong.
That's right. Well, you get a bit of strength doing that sort of work, no doubt, like you do, Farrowing. You still do your work at any great stakes? Is it still?
Yeah, I do. I go down to Flemington there a couple of times now and then, just go down and do a day's work. Yeah.
Does that work in well with your training? I mean, is it not as physical as what you'd normally expect, though, is it, the farrier work? Or is it?
No, definitely not. But I think, you know, over the years it's really strengthened me up, you know, but like at the level that I'm at now, I can't really afford to work too much. I've got to train.
I was going to say, you'd have to cut that work down, and also, you've never been kicked by a disgruntled racehorse before, have you?
I have a few times, yes.
Now, Gus.
It can be a danger. Working with horses, you don't know what to do, really.
That's right.
And, well, Gus, you'd know all about that too, with your acting work, of course.
I know a fair bit about horses. Oh, yeah. Been off a few of them.
There we go.
Round 2 coming up. Well, that was a reasonably even first round, gentlemen.
Well, I gave it the other. I gave it to Moller. I thought that
jab, enough work.
That jab did a bit more, and I like that jab the way he threw a beautiful right-hand punch to the body. And I think he holds his hands up and thinks he's going to be all right. There, look at that jab.
Yeah, beautiful jab. That jab from Stuart Moller with that left-handed jab was a beauty coming in. Oh, the right hand missed over the top, though. And Nolan comes in hard but bounces back out.
He's actually very relaxed.
He is relaxed.
He does look that way. He looks better technically than the guys had 2 wins.
Definitely.
He's controlling the fight, and from the centre of the ring is Stewart at the moment, isn't he? He seems to be able to control it well from that position. He's Nolan sort of bouncing around him and trying to organise some shots coming in, but Moller at the moment seems to be controlling the fight.
Well, he's got a good jab. He's got a very good jab, and you keep that jab working. You keep the fighter that uses that jab keeps his opponent. At the end of the jab, everything comes off of the jab, like that right hand there.
That's right. But definitely, if you can stay in the centre of the ring, well, then you're not doing as many miles as as your opponent. So
yes,
that's always the best thing.
It's been on his body down. Well, nice shot to the probably the stomach region or the short ribs then from Moller.
They hurt.
I tell you what, Moller's going to stop dropping his left hand a little bit to protect himself. You do that subconsciously because you get hit there a couple of times, and subconsciously you drop that elbow down there.
Yeah. Nolan, you'd be dropping it to Gus, wouldn't it? Yeah. So Nolan at the moment probably starting to have his work cut out at this point. A great difference. He comes in hard now. Got a body shot into, might have been around the sternum region of Moller, but didn't do any effect. Big right hand.
That hand was timed just a shade off.
Yeah, just a shade off, and
didn't have his full. Wasn't balanced to get the full body weight behind that right hand. Then was he?
Back with a couple.
Moller. So. Great effort there with that right hand, trying to extend the margin, and Nolan slapping away at the back, and Jim Boland will no doubt break them up.
I feel Stuart Moller's just got to shorten his punches up a little bit, and I think his timing will come on then.
Yeah, he's doing very well at the moment.
But then you've got to give it to the other guy too, because he's moving around boxing and not giving him the length.
The one thing Moller's been able to do so far is been able to prevent Nolan from using his strength, because he has got a lot of strength. Justin Nolan, he's a strength fighter, and so far he hasn't been able to exert any strength authority on Moller at all, due to Moller's skill, which is, I think, an important aspect so far.
That's right.
Julian, how are you feeling after the big fight you've just had there up in Sydney? Are you feeling okay for that?
Yeah, I'm absolutely
no injury problems?
I've got a bit of a sore right hand, but you don't mind getting that after a fight like that.
Now, what are your moves at the moment? Probably going to get interviewed later on, but what's next coming up for you?
Well, basically, it's sort of still all up in the air. We've got we're looking in the Commonwealth title now, seen off on the champion. So I think if we can try and bring him back to Melbourne and get it going in Melbourne, that'd be a plus.
That'd be magnificent. We'd love to see it. Round 3 here in this 8-2 round bout here at light heavyweight or super middleweight level between Justin Nolan out of the red corner and Stuart Moller in the blue. In the Murray Thompson corner, and now throws Nolan virtually with a right hand punch onto the ropes right in front of the commentary area, and they're flying away now, the boys. Stuart Moller controlling ring centre again, Julian.
That's where you got to be. Yeah, good shots, good shots.
Coming in very nicely there. Nolan looks a bit more focused this round, and he's now trying to exert here now some pressure.
I'd like to see Stuart Moller use his jab a lot more. He's just holding it up a little bit and wanting to fight, and he tends to do that a little bit. What he should do is try and box a smaller guy. The other guy's sort of basically his only way of winning is get in there and bustle him. So if the other guy can just get away and just pick his shots, well, that's the way.
No, that'd be.
I think Stuart Moller, I might be a little bit prejudiced giving too much on that jab, but I think he won that second round also. And to make a prediction now, I think perhaps I'd go with him for the end of the fight, but we'll have to see. Making predictions is very dangerous, isn't it?
Definitely.
At this stage of the fight.
Yeah, that's right.
I like his style. I like his jab. I like the way he seems to be thinking. He keeps his hands up, and he does think a bit in there.
Oh yeah, he does. And I've actually sparred him in the gym, and he loves a war too. He just gets right into it, so he doesn't mind the tough stuff either.
That's good.
That's excellent. And now Nolan, unfortunately, a moment ago, he threw a right hand. He was way off the mark towards the body there because he was not anywhere near close enough to Stewart, and we'll have to try and work in.
Had a little bit of a trouble with the range.
Yeah, he's not there just yet. He just thought you got to get his timing right on this guy, but his jab is upsetting. His jab is upsetting the other guy.
Yeah.
No doubt about that, Gus. Yes.
Justice still doing a good job of boxing around too.
Still trying to work his way into this fight to see if he can, perhaps he wanted to change tactics a little bit, but he will have to get closer in to try and score. That's his biggest problem at the moment, Julian.
They've all been very close rounds, these rounds, and there's not a lot in them, and that's definitely it.
Wasn't a lot in that. Now, someone's got I just had a bit of speck of blood fly into the program, so someone...
Looking at the red corner, the guy's eyes are going to take a little bit of a belting with that jab coming in there.
And Big John's got the Vaseline working overtime, but can't see anyone bleeding from the nostrils or anything, so...
No, it doesn't. I don't see it.
I think from Stuart's lip, mouth.
Lip, is it?
Mouth,
could be just a speck here that I've got.
Yeah. How's your eye, Julian?
It's actually put up quite well.
Yeah, it looks very good.
Still sort of a little bit sore underneath, but that was a good
stitches?
headbutt. But actually the guy in Butterfly kicked it and did a great job. I was pretty happy the way he did that.
Round 4 coming up here, gentlemen, and so far probably Stuart Moller just slightly ahead.
I have him ahead. Yes, I just like his technique.
Probably around ahead.
Good right hand from Moller.
And that Justin Nolan trying to come in low then, came in low and tried to work away at the body, but unfortunately no power behind it. Pushes Moller to the front and then plays away.
Hit him with a good right hand then.
I think he's got stirred up in the corner a little bit.
Yeah, I think Big John gave him a lecture. And a stern one at that, I'd say.
Then, guys.
Well, this is what happened, I think, between, was it Nolan and Kevin Murray, I think, last time round. There was a number of unfortunate head clashes, and Murray was unable to proceed, and there was some controversy over the result. But,
there's still the controversy as far as I'm concerned.
That's when when you got a fighter that's charging in, you really got to look at where your head's going to be. If your forward's there, you're going to get cut. And it happens to everyone. I think I got cut about 4 consecutive fights that way. And I thought, well, gee, I must be doing something. I'm going to get my head out of there and box around.
Yeah, well, a nice right hand from Nolan. I think grazed the esophagus region of the neck of
good little
Moller coming through.
Nice, very nice right hand. Yeah, give him nice.
Nasty punches in the esophagus, Julian, and a bit of the windpipe area.
They can stop you in a second.
Right hand from Nolan. Strike the mark. Saw that one. All that
fact,
first.
He's landed a few of those.
The throat business I know a bit about, you know, because having been hit there a few times, it can do some upsetting, things to your voice.
Yeah, about that. But Nolan seems to be a lot more aggressive in this round.
Yeah, he's...
Moller coming in hard with the right hand, forced Nolan into the neutral corner there, but didn't seem to collect him full on or anything.
Well, Nolan increased his aggression quite a bit. He's some punches. He's outworking the other guy right now.
I think he is in this round, definitely. I think what Stuart Moller's trying to do is punch too hard, and he's just slowing himself up.
Yep, and probably in that round wasn't jabbing as he was earlier on either.
No, definitely. He's trying to go for the knockout.
Trying to bomb Justin Nolan now.
And, you know, once you do that, then the opponent, you give you a chance for your opponent to see the punches coming, and basically that's sort of probably what's happening. He's just got to get on his fight game, what he started in the first round, just box around and let it come.
Yeah, that's what he was doing, Gus, wasn't he?
That's the true word. Just do your boxing, do what you do well, and let the KO come.
That's exactly right.
Unless you're Rocky Marciano or, you know, a guy like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. What a fantastic heavyweight he was.
He stopped 43 guys out of 49 guys. Stopped 43 out of 49, retired undefeated, one of the greatest heavyweight champs of all time, really.
Yep. He should be in the best 3 or 4, Gus, wouldn't he, Rocky?
Oh, yeah.
You sound like you've got him nearly ranked right up there with the great Muhammad Ali.
You got to put him up. Well, you got to give him in blocks of 10. You know, there's so many top heavyweights. It's very hard to say one's the best. 5th round. That was the 5th, and coming into the 5th round, 8-rounder.
And
I got the blue corner just a little bit ahead here.
Nolan flying away at the body of Moller at this point in time, and Moller now grabs Nolan in the arms to get an uppercut working.
He's really been told to step up the work, I think, Justin Nolan.
Yep, but Moller got a nice little uppercut then, but Nolan didn't flinch from it.
Now here's where Moller has to keep his jab up. Keep your hands up, head down. That's what he's got to do.
He's doing it now. He's got those gloves up a bit higher than he did last round, Gus, so Murray's obviously increased the corner work.
See, Julian, you notice that not many guys move their heads. They should move their heads to get away from jabs. Their head stays there. They don't try to slip a jab where they should.
And I'm big on that. I love slipping the side to side.
That's good. When a guy misses, you know, that takes a bit of energy from him too.
Well, that's it. And then you can also, when a punch goes past your head, then it's going to be a shorter punch for you to hit them.
That's right.
A quicker punch.
Yep. And the boys are grappling now at the ringside here. They've been entangled, and this is the problem. When you get that happening for 15-20 seconds, that's when the heads can come together, and it's dangerous. And Jim Boland then jumped in.
They're close.
And they're leaning, they're rubbing up against each other. Moller, why does he probably doesn't need to have to get involved in these tactics?
Good in close there from Moller.
And Nolan's leaning all over him with the heads together. He needs to be very careful because Stewart does cut. He's got a reputation in the past. Earlier part of his career. Oh, right hand, Tombola. Tried it on Nolan, didn't work. And gee whiz, those punches very rarely do work.
Yeah, that's right.
Gus, do they? No, Julian.
Well, when they're that big coming from that far distance, you know, the guy knows they're coming.
Now Nolan's stuck in the neutral corner trying to bounce out, and Moller's not going to let him.
A little uppercut then from Stuart Moller.
Moller now pushing with the forearms and arms, and the right uppercut there did strike Nolan.
Nolan's working hard. He's just in there getting busted.
Oh, and nice over the top right just on the bell. Another good round from these boys. A nice tough round boxing that was.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it brings him a bit closer in my card. I got 48 to 47, so it moved up a bit. My card's unofficial, of course.
Yeah.
And but I feel that there's 6, 7, and 8 to go. So it's 3 rounds to go.
Still anyone's fight.
Anyone's fight. I've got it pretty even at this point. So
I hope the guy in the Stuart Moller isn't running out of gas. Murray should have him in there pretty fit. He looks fit.
He is fit. I think he is fit. I think he's just tensing up a little bit too much and really trying too much. And you use a lot of energy that way too.
Yeah. He's fallen into Nolan's tactics, trying to get into a muscle out situation, and he doesn't really need to do that. Should keep his space, keep that left jab working, and not worry about the tactics of Nolan, because Nolan was the one earlier on who was frustrated. Now Moller would no doubt be probably feeling a bit of frustration here. Yeah. He's let good opportunity at the moment slip somewhat.
He's turned it around, let the other guy jab. He's taking the fight away from him with the jab now.
Nolan there trying to anchor and swing with the right hand, and Moller saw it, telegraphed that, and knocked way out of there. And Nolan now bouncing around.
a nice jab to the body of Nolan would be a good.
Absolutely.
Moller.
Oh, and Moller there with a nice little uppercut there when they were close in, and let Nolan know he was back in the middle of the ring there and back in town. And Nolan over the top misses, so that jab of Nolan's didn't work at all there. It just Moller saw them all coming, just kept heading back towards the ropes. The ring has got the reach advantage there. Moller's got that by a few centimetres, I'd say.
And that's where he's got to be.
Nolan's got to get in close. Probably has to take a few risks of getting hit to hit. And now Nolan in underneath. Both boys doing some undercarriage work.
Plenty of work done in there.
When you say, to take a punch to give a punch, or take a couple of punches to give a punch, you got to be a puncher to do that. I don't think any of these guys are punchers. So why should they take a chance of getting hit when they can't really punch themselves? It's not good percentage. He's got to get back to doing what he's doing, the basic jab, jab, jab.
It's a hard percentage.
Then what does Nolan do, Gus, to make up that leeway? Because he's got a short reach.
I think he's just got to do what he's doing now.
Absolutely, hit him on the chin with the right hand there, too.
He's busting away.
Yep.
A fighter like Justin Nolan, he's just got to do that. He's just got to walk up and keep the pressure on him.
Keep the pressure on, yes.
And that's exactly what he's doing. He's winning this last half of the fight.
Tag him. All the boys there, Moller got a right hand through, and then gee whiz, the heads got close together again. Then Nolan does have a bad habit of dropping his head in there when he gets in close.
Definitely.
And that Kevin Murray will tell you all about it, I'd say. And now Moller there keeps away, bouncing around, and Nolan picks the boy up, young Moller, and now Jim Boland moves in, and they get back for a firmer. And the end of the bell sees another close round, another good round spot.
For the boys.
Yeah, it's pretty even, that, I thought. So, now they're going to be hard to split at the finish.
Well, I got the fight even, 57-57.
I'll probably agree with that as well.
Right now. And what amazes me is Nolan seems to be carrying some extra weight there. He could look for me, a couple of kilos anyway to get off. He's got that kidney fat there. It's hardest to lose, of course, but it also indicates the fighter's not training as hard as he should.
That's right. But also fighting out of his division, and he gets down to his right division when you're going to see a different fighter.
Absolutely. I wish they'd get him down there.
He came in at just under 2 kilos more than Moller at 79.4.
He can lose 2 kilos easily looking at him. Well, it's 2 rounds to go, 7 and 8. And I've got the fight even. I don't know what the official call is, but...
It'll be close, Gus, because most of Justin's fights have been similar and they have been close. So I think we can draw a line through that. We'll find that...
nice right hand there for sure.
It'll go down to the wire, this.
Good job.
Again, Nolan trying to work in close, gets into a tangle. Boland's there to split them.
At least he's working. At least he's getting in and doing something. He's storming the other guy and taking the from the other guy.
Oh, yes, you'll never see Justin Nolan. He'll always be busy. There's no doubt about him.
Workhorse.
And that coming from that Mccubbin camp, Big Johnny doesn't put up with anyone who doesn't put in 110%. So he's doing a good job there.
That surprises me about his overweight about him,
Yeah.
Johnny Mccubbin is very good, but maybe his guy natural just heavy like that.
That's right.
He could be. He's looked like that in every fight he's been in, Gus. So I'm not too sure what the boy does outside of boxing, so maybe he's had limited time in the gym, but he's still pretty strong.
He is a Bricky's labourer.
Suffering from Alzheimer's at the moment, but he is Bricky's labourer. Well, you'd think that should do the job.
Good
but
shots in there. They're letting him go on the ropes here.
Moller's caught on the ropes here as Nolan's got the hit there. Right hand from Nolan as he turns this into a slugfest on the ropes there. Oh boy, did he cut loose.
And Stuart Moller landed with a big right hand of his own.
Yes, he did. And then pushed him away, but gee whiz, you wouldn't want to get tangled up like that. Stuart Moller on the ropes like that again, if you can avoid it, because that's playing straight into Justin Nolan's hands there. He loves a scrap. And he likes it in close, and Big John says you've only thrown one punch all night. Keep going.
Geez, those heads are going close.
They are going very close. Very close indeed.
Good job there from Stuart Moller. That's
and a nice punch underneath.
Yeah.
A split in the forehead. And Nolan's bleeding from the forehead. Well, it's the first time I've seen him cut open in his fight. Jim Boland will have a look at that head.
It's not a dangerous thing. No worries about that at the moment.
It's not running into the eye. It's running straight down the nose, through the nose, between the eyes. And big right hand on Moller right to bell. And he's bleeding profusely. Now, Big John, he's going to have to work overtime in the corner there with the medical kit. And Big John, gee whiz, he's wearing some of the blood on his cheekbone at the moment from Moller, and from Nolan. And He's got the towel on it. They've got the adrenaline 1,000 to 1 will go on. As Dr. Jory is in the corner having a good look at Justin Nolan, but I think he's cleared him.
Yeah, the referee called it a head clash, so...
It's called a head clash, but that had to happen sooner or later.
They got it going then a little bit, the guys. On the ropes there, there's a couple of great exchanges. It was quite an even round again.
Very even round, but the laws of probability over 8 rounds, if you're going to get that close with a hedge, there's going to be some cuts come out of it, and that's what's happened here.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got 1 round to go. He's Justin Nolan in the red corner is 1 point ahead on my card.
Okay, Gus, it's pretty close.
Now, if the fight is stopped with that cut, it goes to the scorecard.
Goes to the cards. Well, this will be very interesting here. I think being the last round, they'll let it go, Gus. I don't think unless blood runs into the eye and prevents sight.
Oh, he's stronger. He's just outworking him with strength.
Yeah.
And that Nolan there, he's bleeding again, but he's going to go to town here.
No,
as he throws out that left jab, and they're trying to bring that big right hand round, Gus.
Yeah, he's there. It is. He just missed it, though. He's throwing a bit wild, but I mean I think what he's doing really is not desperation. I want to finish this fight good.
Yes, the psychology.
He's coming through there.
You've got to do that. You've got to win every round like that.
Sometimes you get cut to the side of your own blood. Wow, I got to get this thing over.
He's flying away, Mr. Nolan. And Moller's caught in the neutral corner. He's Nolan working away, pushing him with the head and then trying to... But Moller turns him around, spins him around beautifully in the corner and then off. Beautifully done. And Big John Mccubbin screaming at Nolan to get straight back into it.
He just keeps throwing punches, Justin Nolan.
Had the head come in. The head came right in on the jaw of Moller, and Moller's upset about it, I think. He's got upset and he's starting to... he's turned into a street fight here for the moment, these boys. Stuart and Moller very unhappy with the head of Nolan then.
Good right hand.
Beautiful right hand from Moller.
He's getting on top of this round.
And now Moller has been shaken out of, if he was in a minor fog, he's been shaken out of it by that head of Nolan, I'd say.
He's got to keep working though, he doesn't want to stop now.
Low right hand was low from Moller to Nolan. Big John Mccubbin didn't see it. Jim Paulley, sorry, didn't see it. Oh, the right hand from Nolan, straight over the top again, telegraphed it. And now Moller leaning on top of Nolan. He's got the head in there, close again, Nolan. Gee whiz, the boys, I think, are starting to feel the pressure now. They're a bit tired.
Well, they got to keep it up.
No, Nolan got hit with a big punch right on the belt. I'd say Moller
hurt him a bit then too.
Oh, it did. Yeah, he didn't like that.
I give the last round to Stuart Moller anyway.
I couldn't separate the last round of my thinking. I got a fight 76-77 Nolan, 76 Moller. Unofficially, of course, but I had a job trying to separate him there. He bustled, and the other guy was in the corner, made some good work.
That's right, that's right. Stuart Moller, that last round, finished very well. Justin Nolan, with his the way he was working right through the fight, it's up to the judges the way they saw it.
Yes. I think Moller did finish that last 2/3 of the last round, I think, were Moller's. And that might be enough to sway them, but we'll have to see.
That's right. Good fight anyway.
A great fight from this magnificent Fighters Factory Promotions here at Knoxfield in the beautiful state of Victoria here tonight. And we've got a fantastic program, which also includes the Australian Junior Welterweight title fight between Mathew, Paulley and Stephen Marks, which will be a 12 3-minute fight, Gus. It'll be a rip of that. Mathew Paulley, who was superb in his couple of pro fights, had a big crushing victory against Darren Miller some time ago on a Maniatis promotion. And of course Lincoln Stewart is fighting tonight as well, fighting Zulfikar Joy Ali of the Fijian champion.
And that'll be a good fight. I was matched to fight that Joy Ali, and he was fighting a guy called Jamie Crampton, and he got cut very bad, so the fight didn't eventuate. But apparently he was giving Jamie Crampton a bit of a hard time at that stage, and he is a very good fighter, Jamie Crampton. So I think this kid can fight a little bit. It'll be interesting to see that fight.
Yeah, junior welterweight level, so that'll be a very good fight. That he said 10 wins by KO, this Fijian, so no slouch.
They can punch the Fijians, don't worry about that.
Oh, they can punch.
They're thin and long, and they can whack.
Here we go. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Be a close fight, I think.
Close fight.
Studying those statistics there.
good to see them shaking hands too.
Yes, good sportsmanship. They're good boys. Big John's having a drink too. He's tired.
Yeah, a bit of blood on his face there. Looks like he's had a fight.
Okay, the ring announcer.
Thank you, Mr. Curio, Julian Holland, and Stephen JP. Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the cabinet, an extra round of applause for two young warriors, 8 rounds of competitive boxing. Justin Nolan and Stuart Moller. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority decision. Judge Tom Theoduru has it 78-74. Just need to clarify something, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, they got to get it right, so they have to look at it. 78-74 point difference.
I can't agree with that.
We don't know which fighter though, do we?
A little bit heavy.
It is a bit heavy. Yes, I totally agree with you there.
Okay, Judge Tom Theoduru has it 78-74 for the red corner, Justin Nolan.
Well, that's it. Majority
Judge
decision.
Janine Williams. Her card read 76-76. Contest. The final deciding card,
That's what
Judge Andrew Campbell. 77-75. 75-77. Red
I had it 76-77. He had it 77-75. A draw, and he had it 78-74, which I think is out of line.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one. I'd probably have the draw myself.
Yeah, very close to that.
Oh, you know, it was a close fight. There it was. I mean, we
Point by the player a draw, certainly not the 4 points that
and one.
Well deserved.
Con Theodoro saw it, as I disagree with.
Yeah, well deserved for Justin.
Okay, we welcome Tommy Mangan, one of our great corporate sponsors here this evening, and Bert Williams. Great to see one of Australia's boxing legends last night at the official weigh-in at the Fighters Factory. Ladies and gentlemen, it's championship time. Put up or shut up. Our ringside judges, James Boland, David Tiger Wignall, and our third judge at ringside, Ms. Zanika Williams. Your ringside physician, Dr. John Jury. When the bell tolls for the first of 8 rounds of boxing. Your man in charge, Theo Doru. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's get it on. 8 rounds of boxing for the vacant Victorian Cruiserweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome, occupying the red corner on my left, trained by Victoria's leading trainer for the past 15 years, Keith Ellis Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, from Grovedale, from Jim's Gym via Body Punch City, the Fighters Factory, bring you in center ring, ladies and gentlemen, 10 professional fights, scaling 80.25 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, the bad boy, Jim Tsitas. Wearing purple trunks with white trim. And across the ring, occupying the blue. He's a businessman in St Kilda, lives in Ascot Vale, trained by Mario Magris at Gladstone Park. In this ring, last time out, tremendous win over Craig McFadden, scaling 84.70 kilograms, wearing total black trunks, professional fights, 2 big wins. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Daraco. 8 rounds of boxing. Theodoro.
And the boys getting instructions from Con Theodoro, who will referee this fight.
Con is world champ Dave Russell.
Con is
One of our new referees, and Dominic Daraco looking at a picture of health and fitness, bouncing around in the blue corner. And Jimmy Tsitas, iridescent purple trunks with white pipings, and picture illustrated arms and legs now with the dyed hair. Gus, a picture of sartorial elegance in boxing, and swings the right hand.
He's a big puncher. He's a little bit unorthodox, really, but I like him. I saw him when he first started boxing, and I made friends with him. He's a hell of a nice guy.
Oh,
really
lovely bloke,
nice
Jim.
guy.
Got a gymnasium down in Grovedale.
Yeah, he's a gym instructor down there, but he's had 6 losses and only 3 wins. He's a trier. He's one of those guys that puts shows together and helps them.
That's right.
Magnificent,
Jim
Jimmy.
needs them.
And he's built his own house too, I believe, down in
Yes.
Grovedale. He's a man of many talents, and
Going all right.
Jim throws that. Oh, that's clubbing right hand. He tried into Deraco then, but Dominic was quick. Oh, they're flying away at the ringside here, back in front of the commentary area. Jimmy's trying to box his way out, slapping away at the rib cage of Deraco, who comes in underneath. I think he tried an uppercut.
Pretty hard shots in close there from Jimmy Tsitas.
Oh boy, and Jimmy's slapping away there. He's not fazed by Deraco's aggression at this point.
Well,
He's letting them know the voice.
Oh, Deraco there is going to try to exert a bit of authority here by making Jim stay on the ropes. It's not a good spot for Tsitas.
well, he can punch himself out of the side. He's throwing big
landing
punches.
with the better shots at the moment.
Yeah, he's punching hard. He's punching with the knuckle part of the glove, too.
Yeah, and Jimmy just covers up then, throws a couple of punches. A nice punch to the midsection of
Good body
Deraco.
shots. Good body shots.
And Dominic here refuses to move though, Gus. Amazing display here, gentlemen.
That's the way he fights, Dominic. We saw that in his last fight, and he just keeps coming. He's such
yes.
I think he's stronger than what he looks, Dominic. He's like that. He'll just keep coming.
Oh yes, I'll tell you what. There's been no movement in this fight so far. They've just stayed on the
A
ropes.
couple of great shots there.
Yeah. It's very hard because they're landing 1 for 1 here, virtually. And when he does swing,
That's
he's got
it.
his gloves
Very
up.
even.
Oh, Jimmy's now
Jimmy's
flying
there.
away
Jimmy's
there,
flying
now showing
away.
extreme courage, Jim Tsitas.
How long can they do this for?
Couldn't go for 8 rounds like this, gentlemen.
Oh, good up. Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Jimmy come out of that pretty well.
Oh, gee, Jimmy still flying away, and Deraco cops Deraco on the jaw then, Gus, Jimmy.
He's got the better of this one at close,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think this is fighting into Jimmy's hands. He loves it in close and tough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you what, Dominic's getting the worst of it, though.
Yeah.
He is, Dominic, but he won't back off, or rest no fighter wants to back off.
He just keeps coming, Dominic.
Yeah.
Way
You
to fight.
tend to think that Dominic might be better if he could jab at Tsitas, get back, and because Tsitas isn't good on the jab,
I
with the
think-
fighter coming straight at him.
I think I'd get him out in the middle of the ring, actually.
Yeah, good opinion there, Gus. That's exactly what I'd be doing then. And Tsitas again throws a left hand to the earlobe of Deraco and another one to the side of the face.
They better be fit because they're not going to last 8 threes like this. I'll tell you right now.
And this is a test of strength, this psychologically and mentally.
Big shot.
And physically. Underneath was a big punch from Tsitas, and Tsitas now, he's in the red corner, his own corner, but
a bit tired.
Deraco now starting to fly.
How do you score that round, guys?
I had to give it to Jimmy, really. I had to give it to Jimmy.
Yeah, I agree.
He popped somebody, kept coming back, and kept dropping him in there. And he was a lot of close punches in here were landing, and they weren't landing on the inside. They were landing with the knuckle part of the glove.
Nice body shot.
Hard punches too,
over the top. Yeah,
that's right. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
And I was saying earlier, I like the guy. He's a hell of a nice guy. He's a guy that helps on a card. If you're short of fight, he'll come up and fight somebody.
That's right. Yeah.
He will know he's fantastic like that. Gussie takes some of his fights. He's been a bit unfortunate where he hasn't been ready for some of his bouts, but he's taken them from loyalty to the sport, loyalty to the promoter. And a man who does that.
But definitely, like, and Dominic, we've seen him fight here before, and the way he fights is just like that. He puts his head on your shoulder and he just keeps working, and he's quite fit and quite strong. So it's not gonna change the way of this fight unless Jimmy starts boxing.
Deraco's got a mouse forming underneath the right eye already, and you'd expect that because he copped a lot of punishment around that area. And now the boys back into ring centre. I think that you couldn't see that happen again, at least for some part of this fight. You wouldn't think so, but it's just you wouldn't know what could happen. But Tsitas now with the right hand throws over the top. Deraco moving towards him.
Jimmy just looks a little bit more experienced and a little bit looser puncher. Deraco is a very stiff puncher, isn't he?
Nice punch with the right hand from Deraco. Caught Jimmy around about the top of the chest region.
He's just strong. Look at him. He just puts his head on your shoulder and away he'll go.
He does and flays away, and he can take a power punishment. Beautiful punch from Deraco. The left hand was smack bang on the nostrils, but Jimmy's fought back well. Oh boy, these boys are going at it hard. And Jimmy now bounces back to ring centre. Got a lot of support here tonight, Tsitas.
I tell you what, that's a sign I'm getting a bit tired, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Deraco now was just starting to cover up a bit more than he did in the first round. You'd expect him to.
Big shots, the boys.
And now Tsitas starting to work in with that left hand. Deraco underneath and with the left punch to the draw. It's all been so fast.
Jimmy wants to move out of there right now. And Dominic should take him out of there for the moment, too. Get out of there.
You think that this...
I think that's just the way Dominic fights.
Tactical ploy. Dominic just wants to exert constant authority, and Jimmy won't let him.
Well, I don't think he's going to have a long career. So they keep going like that.
Great left rip to the body, left hook.
Beautiful punches from Tsitas here. Class punching.
Again, left hook, left
from
rip,
Jimmy Tsitas. And a key that was calling to Tsitas to throw in the body rip.
I think that's the secret.
It is. It's wide open there. That stomach region of Deraco is wide open. Referee Con Theodoro broke them up. The crowd booed because they were getting very interested again in the psychological battle.
There was I wonder why he did break him. You didn't break him. Both boys are boxing. Both boys are punching. Both hands are free.
Yep.
There was nobody holding. Nobody was stopping punching, and you have no right to break him in that situation.
Probably no need to do it.
He's just keeping them working away.
And Theodoro now, his punches aren't very heavy at the moment. In fact, Jimmy's the one who throws the heavy artillery. He's working Deraco down now. Misses with the right hand.
He's let him go now.
Deraco in a bit of trouble here. And Jimmy working away at Deraco, hitting him at will here in the jaw and the facial region.
Jimmy's going to learn to
hang on.
And Jimmy does have the bigger punches. Tipped that in the first round.
Yeah, he can punch. He's a very loose puncher. Nice.
Lets him go.
Well, does he ever? And he saves them up and lets him go.
He got hit then. And again.
4-3 back from Deraco, but he got a beautiful punch in there. And he's still pretty steady out. Gets it there into the lungs. And
I still think that was Jimmy's round.
I agree with you then.
Go with you on
about that. In fact, I thought Deraco there for a moment looked like he had an attack of the staggers for a moment.
Yeah, definitely. He got hit with some big shots.
I thought he did over here.
Got hit with some big shots from Jimmy. Jimmy's letting him really go to the body. And but as we've seen in the past with Deraco, that's the way he fights. He'll just keep his head on your shoulders. And I think it comes down to stamina in this fight.
Well, this is exactly what it's come
stamina
down
test.
to.
It's not about that.
Nice time to have a good left jab going for you, isn't it?
Oh, gee.
Trouble is, I can't see any of these guys throwing good left jabs. They have to get in there tight.
Yeah.
But those punches to the body, they got to start taking a toll somewhere along the line. And I don't know how fit these guys are either, to tell you the truth.
Jimmy, well, I think he's that gymnasium down there. He'd be able to be training just about all day long with his customers, I'd say.
Well,
not the same as boxing training, is it?
I wonder how much his rich customers push him.
Some of it's aerobics, Gus. I think with it's got a team of ladies training down there, 50 at a time.
Good right hand there from Dominic there.
Oh, Dominic Daraco there. Oh, he's come out blazing, Deraco. Jimmy's coming up well low, trying to get in underneath the elbows into the rib cage, and now Jimmy comes back there. He's hanging on there.
There's no sense just frailing away. You got to pick your shots.
Right.
Pick your shots.
They want to hit him on the gloves.
Yeah, Dominic gives you the impression he's not thinking about his punches before he's throwing them half the time. Oh, now there's a bit of a Mexican standoff here between these two. They've got the heads together. And, gee whiz, they cut down on the...
Jimmy, a little bit low try there. Referee warns him. I'll tell you what, he comes back pretty well, doesn't he?
Doesn't he, yeah.
And that way, gee whiz, they start the way this fight's looking. We're going to have 8 rounds in a telephone box the way it's going.
Yeah, that's where they want to fight.
Oh, he's hitting a couple of good shots.
But there's Jimmy Tsitas on the ropes again as Deraco trying to way to fake his way to that rib cage. Keith Ellis earlier on.
Jimmy, move out of there.
Was yelling at Tsitas to work on the ribs and the stomach, but didn't take that advice.
He's coming back onto the ropes again.
Well, stuck away at the rib cage there, Deraco, and Jimmy comes back again.
Big left hand from Jimmy, and a right hand, a left hand again.
He's a tough fight.
Too tough. These kind of fights, you should get out there and think a little bit more. Let your thinking take over.
They're not using the ring at all, these boys. They're giving themselves a chance to step back and weigh the situation up. Deraco, bouncing around there.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy coming back, pushing. Got to watch those elbows, keep them down. And
see that? Every time he comes back with those hooks, he starts to nail them with hooks. Jimmy's run out of the gas right now, I think.
He's done a lot of work. He's done a lot of work, though. He's really done a
hell of a lot of work. And that was a high, wide, and handsome right hand. Would have driven Deraco into the canvas.
Oh, he's been hit with a couple of big shots then.
Yeah.
Just whether he can hang on.
He can hang on, but otherwise he hasn't.
He's winning the round easy. But Dominic's just got such a big heart.
Yeah.
He just keeps going.
Oh, does he ever? Jimmy's having a bit of a rest on those ropes at the moment.
He's still making his punches count, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Another experience from the Ellis camp there, through the training down there, I'd say. Jimmy is an experienced campaigner now. He's had about, a dozen or more fights?
Yeah, he's had nine fights so far.
Yeah.
And came out of the amateur ranks.
The other guy's coming back now.
Big right hand from Jimmy.
I don't think there's a lot in the tank.
Oh, boy, he's trying to win this quickly because maybe he thinks, I'm running out of petrol tickets.
Well, I don't know if anybody's going to be set down by their punches because so far...
got a good chin.
Yeah, they got hell of a good chin.
Well, Jimmy got hit with the kitchen sink while he's standing on his chin, never hit the canvas, so he can take a punch.
God almighty, he's coming back again. He's coming back again.
What a heart,
He's got an enormous heart, Jimmy. An enormous heart, no question that.
We're going to see what he got his fitness, because the fitness...
And Confiadora runs in.
Round.
Jimmy's already giving Dominic Daraco a big hug, but a bit early for that. And Jimmy goes back to his corner. I reckon that that round was a bit more Deraco's way myself.
Well, I still stayed with Jimmy on that.
Yeah, Jimmy's landing the better punches and working away. He's doing all the work. Basically, Deraco's got his head on Jimmy's shoulders, but he's not throwing a lot of effective punches. He's throwing a couple of straight punches, but a couple of hurtful punches, but not like what Jimmy's throwing.
No,
Jimmy's throwing straight to the body, straight
punches,
to the head. A lot of variety there as well.
Heavy punches too into the body. It would start to the rib cage of Deraco and the body. Deraco seems to be rushing his shots a bit and also not thinking about what he's doing beforehand.
Not picking his shots.
Which is a concern.
Inexperience, really.
Yeah, definitely. Very raw.
Well, I mean, this is only the third round. Holy macaronis.
Oh.
Here we go, round 4.
Another speck of blood on my program again here. So the boys, someone's got a bit of blood there somewhere. Any coming from anywhere, but
I think Jimmy's going to box a bit this round.
Until he feels the rope on his back, and then he's back in the old thing again. Here we are.
Jimmy tried to drive a left hand straight through, a straight left shot. Oh, the big right hand came over the top too.
If he does what he's doing now, jabbing, missing, jabbing, let him miss.
Yeah.
Now he's going to get in the ropes and try his old thing again. It's not going to work.
Oh, Dominic there tried to sort of right cross there, I think, and just missed Jimmy, and now he's got him in the corner. Now he's peppering with punches, but the uppercut was a decent punch.
It's really working for him, ducking under and coming up with the hook, Jimmy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it ever?
Dominic should get out of there because he's doing better work when he gets in the ring.
He is much better.
Good work then.
I've got a feeling Dominic's corner told him that Tsitas was tiring a bit, and I think that's why he's decided to get back into the telephone box.
I think that's the way he fights, and he wins his fights. It's just pressure. Bring it on.
Constant pressure. Well, it's an immovable object and an immovable force here.
Going well now.
And two juggernauts fighting this one out at the cruiserweight level.
That's a good word, juggernauts. Wish I would have.
It's too long for me.
But now they've moved off the ropes.
They're letting them go.
Yes, they are.
And Deraco now pursuing Tsitas to the Tsitas corner. As
not landing with the big shots anymore.
The boys are having a little bit, getting a bit tired now, and you can't blame them for that.
Taking a bit of a rest.
And that both looking at each other, and they're so close in. Gee whiz, Jimmy flips up with that cross right on, that big slapping punch to the rib cage. As Deraco attempts to move in, but Jimmy still has the heavy punches. That's the big problem for Deraco.
When you say
definitely. One thing with Deraco, I see his feet are very like level. Basically, he's not going to be getting any power out of his shots that way.
No, not at all. Oh, big right hand from Deraco. That was a nice punch.
His work ethic is unbelievable. Second to none.
Phenomenal. And his corner is well suited, Deraco. With the discipline, enormous discipline.
Definitely. Very strong in the mind.
He'd have to be.
Jimmy's still working well with that hook.
Still working well. Hasn't changed his game plan, has he?
Hooks work well all night.
They're working very well for him. And they're not slapping punches either. They are hooks. They're hitting with the glove part of the glove.
Yep, and that's well treated there in the Ellis camp. And no doubt that Tsitas done a lot of sparring down there in his career.
Tell you what, this can't go the distance. I can't see it going the distance.
Oh, Deraco copping, he's going to have sore ears by the end of the night. There's no doubt about that. And
he's going to want a beer anyway.
Hey. Oh,
great. Another great round.
Jimmy doesn't have to move anywhere. He's already in his corner.
That was quite an even round as well.
Yeah, I'm slipping to. I'm going to go over to Dominic on that.
I think I will go with you there, Gus. His work ethic is just unbelievable, second to none. Jimmy's still landing with some great hooks, but he's not landing as many as he was early on.
Yeah, well, this is going to be another one that's going to get on the wire.
Well, we got 5, 6, 7, and 8. I can't see it. I still can't see it going 8.
Hard fight.
Gee whiz, normally, well, that's a good. That's another good issue. That because Tsitas, I don't think, 8 rounds in his 9 fights. I can't think. Maybe once if he's gone that length of the way, Gus.
I think he has gone 1 8-rounder.
1 8-rounder, I think, because most of his fights have finished quickly in the first couple of rounds, either one way or the other.
These types of fights is what the crowds love.
Well, they love it,
it doesn't matter about having big-time boys in there. Yeah. There's a couple even match boys in there. That's what the fight fans need.
They do like it, and they love to see two blokes get it on like these two do.
They're getting it on, all right. I'd like to see
I'm just glad I'm not in there.
I'd like to see a money shower if this one. Really? I'd like to see a money shower for this one.
Yep. That'd be great to see. And the Victorian boxing fans do reward their fighters in that fashion at times, Gus, when they've seen something out of the box. Jimmy bouncing around now.
Stick and move a bit now.
We might ask you, Peter, Stephen, to start it off. And see if everybody follows the mood there. That's it. He's moving around now. They don't want to get on the ropes now just yet.
Dominic now pursuing Jimmy. Jimmy prefers that style, doesn't he? He's fighting most of his fight off the back foot, isn't he?
Yeah. There we go again.
Yeah, it's on there again.
Tell you what, see, Dominic's getting his punches have become more pinpoint now.
Yes. Could be the fresher of the two, but you still wouldn't expect it. I mean, Jimmy is pretty fit and strong.
Yeah, he's trained well. They're both fit
very hard.
Yeah.
And she come in at about 81.25, so he drops them.
What he should be doing is dancing again.
Yeah. He's been heavy of that before when he's fought at cruiserweight level. And Jimmy now leaning in. Going to throw away some body shots and then working away around the rib cage again to the short ribs of Dominic Daraco, who just won't move back or to the side. He just keeps coming at him.
Yes, he's an irresistible force
They're
there.
both landing punches.
And he's just anchored himself, as the boys have been doing in this fight. It's a telephone box fight. And we'll keep going this way until perhaps the last time we saw a fight like this was James Grimmer down here against Fiji and New Zealand, the heavyweight, and they went like this for 12 rounds.
Every once in a while, Jimmy explodes out of those,
he does,
those close encounters.
Definitely. He gets that roll, he rolls and comes back with a left hook to the body, left hook to the head.
Although I think the steam is going out of both of them.
Definitely, yeah. But Dominic's just keeping his head on his chest, just keeping the pressure on, which makes it hard.
Yeah, Dominic's starting to score more regularly here now, too.
Yeah, he's winning this round, I think.
Jimmy's head's bouncing back a bit more now, you can tell, and he's starting to cop. Has he got a cut nose? I don't know. I don't think so. No, he's all right.
I think he's got a bloody mouth.
The mouth, is it? Yeah. And Jimmy is starting to...
That body shot, that hurt.
See,
got to hurt. That's where he's hoping to...
one or the other on top.
Yeah, good shot.
Deraco with the body shots, but Domonic just, gee whiz, he can take some punishment. Jimmy's coming back hard now from the neutral corner. He's bleeding from the mouth, but he's a warrior. And flying away at Deraco with that fuselage of punches there, the right and left. So the body shots have been great. They've been hard and heavy.
So what are you doing around like this? Holy macaroni.
I think he's just come back from the round.
Gee whiz, he was in a fog there for a moment, Jimmy, and the head was being bounced back.
Dominic comes back. What a round.
What a fantastic effort. Oh, look, pretty even to me.
Well, I'm not going to split him that round.
I can hardly split
I don't think I can split him that round, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, great round.
Fantastic rounds boxing, and Jimmy is actually fighting a lot better than he fought Heath Stanton earlier on this year at Corio, where he took a power of punishment from Heath Stanton. In fact, I think I commentated at the time that Jimmy's head was going out so much he just about had a claim at TOC for whiplash. Gus, I said at the time.
I do like his style. He's bobbing and weaving, and he's coming up with great punches, and I really like that, what he's doing.
He's still getting hit a lot, unfortunately. Both are taking too many punches.
He's very open up front.
And this is kind of a fight as a career shortener.
I agree with that.
Jimmy, unfortunately, he's got that problem with the elbows coming up as opposed to the gloves and keeping the arms straight. Gus, hasn't he? He's not really your orthodox cruiserweight, is he?
Second set, round 6.
I mean, the referee having a word to the Ellis camp, clean up the floor there, water everywhere, and
blood everywhere.
Blood.
Jimmy just rubs it with the canvas. That's no worries.
Okay, round 5, round 6.
Round 6, here we go, and fight pretty even here on the cards, or close to it. I've got them even. I've got them dead square, actually. So
I got 49-47 favoring Jimmy at this moment.
It'll be going by the way the judges have gone tonight.
That's
it'll
right.
Be within the 3 or 4 point range either side. So Jimmy flying away with the right hand again. They're back in the telephone box on the ropes, and I think this is going to be the pattern of the fight again.
Although Jimmy that time.
Got out of there well. Goes right over the top, Dominic, and he now pursues Jimmy again. Jimmy just fighting the whole fight off the back foot.
I'll tell you one thing though, I'd hate to meet Dominic in a dark alley.
Wow, how could you discourage him now? I mean, also, look at this. He's a florist for crying out loud. He has a florist in Acton Street, St. Kilda. Sells flowers to people. Now there again is uncalled for.
A career change?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Flower shop owner, and I mean, somebody's not going to like his roses one day. What are you going to do?
Not going to argue with him, Gus.
No.
I'll give him the flowers back and the money.
That's right. Now that was quite... Jimmy reached with that, didn't quite make it, and Dominic out the left jab and scored a good punch there. Good right hand.
Nice good hand from Deraco, stunned Jimmy.
Deraco's sort of inexperienced. He could be coming down to the body as well.
Well, look at Jimmy turn the tables here. Puts Deraco on the ropes and flows away at the body. Oh, he's got a lot of... he's got a big following here tonight, Jimmy. He's got a cheer squad out to the right of me. And just chapping away there at Dominic.
Arm punches, just arm punches now.
Yeah, there's not a lot behind it.
Nothing behind those, just still measuring punches.
He's still scoring in close, though, Dominic. He just works away, he just keeps chipping away.
Now that's wrong. The fighter works another guy into a corner.
And then split him up.
And then the referee comes out and moves him out of that corner. He shouldn't do that. The fighter that works his opponent into the corner deserves the advantage.
That's right. Because it is, that's right.
I will have a word with that referee.
Yep, he was...
Well, he's landing well now.
Yeah.
Pick off the move there, Con Theodoro, but Dominic Theodoro throws a big right hand. Dominic Daraco.
Great body shots too by Jimmy.
Jimmy now throwing leather galore here.
You just think he's got a little bit too much for Dominic at the moment.
Yeah, it seems that way.
It's whether his steam holds out.
Yeah.
It sort of comes down to he's fighting in bursts now, Jimmy, which is working for him to a certain degree.
Of course, every once in a while I think, well, there goes Jimmy. That's the end of that one. And he comes back. He makes it hard to score again.
Yeah.
He's coming back in this
Again, with a big left hands there from Jimmy Tsitas. Must be starting to have some effect or some toll on Deraco at this point, but Dominic is as tough as teak.
Oh.
And just keeps coming back. And again, there the boys. There was probably more Jimmy.
Yeah.
Certainly give that round to Jimmy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Now they got 2 to go, 7 and 8. Who would have believed it?
Yeah. Oh. Enormous fight.
At this particular pace, unbelievable pace, this fight. A telephone box fight. No doubt about that.
You got a couple of fives, haven't you?
Second fight on that program, would you believe? Dominic Daraco, Jim Davis. Second out, round 7.
Round 7 coming up, as we heard Howard Lee bellow over the microphone, and Tsitas coming with the left hand. Dominic Daraco now pursuing. Dominic's probably going to have to up his ante now at this stage of the fight. 2 rounds to go, and the title is on the line. And he knows it. Jimmy knows it too. Jimmy desperately wants a title. He hasn't won one yet, and I know that Steve Ellis said he wouldn't stop until he won one. So.
Well, in that case, I hope he wins and stops, because I don't like to see him get hurt too much, these guys. And they're not moving their heads now. They're
getting hit with a lot of punches.
Yeah, they're starting to block punches with their face, and that's not the way.
Not the way to do it at all. And Dominic...
I always said the secret was to get punched pretty.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the theory, and Dominic whipping a right hand in the yellow, but Tsitas now. Oh, boy. Is he starting to come back now? Jimmy, is he having a rest, is he? Or throws a right hand that missed everything?
I think Jimmy does that. He just sits on the rope and he'll just catch, which is nothing wrong with that. It looks like you're losing the fight, but he's just having a rest.
Having a rest.
Comes back, comes out wailing.
Building up the energy supplies, and then hits Dominic with harder punches coming back.
Oh, those body ones.
Good body.
Repays him with interest.
He's right on top now. Jimmy is right on top at this stage.
Yeah. Repays with interest. When that takes place, and now Tsitas away, sits on the ropes again, and flays away again.
Guy's got cast iron
sensibly. Deraco poking out that right hand, but that won't do him any good. Deraco needs to increase the tempo of his punches.
Let's see, he comes back with 3 or 4 of his own.
Jimmy just comes back with punches 50% harder than what Deraco hits him with, and that's the big worry. Tsitas now on the ropes.
It's the fight of the year. It is
just a phenomenal effort, this.
And see, he starts getting hit. He does the right thing. He ducks under him.
I think Jimmy's got a blood nose now. I'm not sure. But
big shot too. But Deraco landed with a big shot, then Jimmy comes straight
back with 3 punches.
Handle anything. I think he got to hit Jim on the head with an anvil, and it wouldn't make any difference to him. I reckon he's that hard.
Maybe that's the way he trains.
That's it. One thing a guy said to me a long time ago, Hector Lopez from America, he said, "Jules, you're born with a good chin," and that's it. These boys are all born with it.
They've got good skulls, I'd say, that's for sure. Oh, Deraco, beautiful midsection shot to the sternum, the solar plexus probably.
Yeah. Solar plexus on the bottom of the sternum. So
bottom of the sternum, yeah, right there.
They're still punching.
That's right.
And that Julian to remember Barry Michael reminded me of that on many occasions where the solar plexus is.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Dominic landed again, and then Jimmy comes back.
Away. Dominic's got a right eye starting to billow up a little bit the side. Forming into a swollen situation there. No doubt fix up the end. Oh, Jimmy's starting to feel the punishment at the moment. Oh, Dominic! Jimmy is around. And they magnificent here in the crowd. Oh, they're getting up on the feet here. And no doubt about it, the crowd has responded to this enormous performance by these two warriors here tonight at Fort Knox. And what a display of total pugilistic power from Dominic Daraco and Jimmy Tsitas. Unbelievable stuff here at Fort Knox.
That last right hand was a big one too for Dominic.
You know, it's a big heart, Any one of those guys could have taken a knee any time.
Overall over the fight, I still have Jimmy ahead.
I have him ahead, yes. I have him ahead by 3 points, in actual fact.
Jimmy was he's getting plenty of air there into the lungs. He's got the legs out. And providing instructions.
I don't think if you're listening too much.
Last round. 8th round. G'day, pal.
Peter Maniatis at ringside.
Oh, Jimmy come out, banged away.
What happened?
Didn't even touch gloves.
That's gloves and the boys are into it.
Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Let's go. Come on.
Deraco now, starting to move in. He got on top of Jimmy in the last round just for a moment there. You thought Jimmy was in trouble, but look at him coming back here. Jimmy's fighting on memory here at the moment. Those punches just keep, he's like a robot. Just keep going.
He's throwing them, yeah. He's got his eye on his target. It's one thing. Not
well, he wants that title, this man. He wants the title. But so does the other boy, Deraco. He's just as resilient and he's just as motivated.
I don't think they've got the power to sort of one punch power.
They can't stop each other.
You know, they've landed with their big shots.
And that Jimmy is looking a bit tighter. I said that before, but he's starting to gasp a bit more for air and look a bit glassy-eyed.
Look at that, 3 left hooks in a row. A right hand that shifted the water off Dominic's head.
Bouncing off, but Jimmy's just a machine. He just doesn't stop. Deraco trying to work in. Deraco knows he has to have a big round to see if he can get himself into the figures here towards the end. But Jimmy at the moment, who knows? He could be just slightly ahead of it, but oh boy.
Pitter-patter punches coming from...
Jimmy's bleeding from the mouth now. And,
he's got to get out of there or hang on.
That's
Jimmy.
it.
And that Jimmy now, Jimmy's so tired now, I don't think he's got another punch. He's in trouble. But Deraco hasn't got any power to hit Tsitas with. Tsitas fighting on memory at this point of the fight. Deraco coming back hard. What a fight. There's this unbelievable stuff. Two fellas banging the canvas now.
Jimmy's punch is not pity-pat. The other guy are pity-pat.
Jimmy's going to try finish hard. Finish hard. Fight his way to the bell hard if he can.
What heart?
He's an enormous heart. Bigger than the Flemington Grandstand.
He's winning this round.
Definitely.
And Theodoro seems to get the punches up there, but Dominic doesn't need us, not too worried about it. And Theodoro.
Come on, no, you don't do that, mate. I'm going to have a word with you.
And he brings him back into the centre there. And now Dominic Daraco pursues Tsitas. Tsitas doing the sensible thing, staying away at this point.
He got hit with a good right hand.
And Jimmy's on the bike now, Jimmy's the fraction. He's starting to feel the pressure.
He's still landing with the better shots,
though. He's still there, yes he is.
No doubt about that. He's got the punches are heavier, they're still heavier. Keith Ellis yelling at Jimmy Tsitas to say to hang on, you've got 20 seconds left. He's only got to stay on his feet to virtually win the fight. A lot of emotion in this fight because this could be a title for Jimmy Tsitas, a Victorian title on the line here for him. As the man finally...
Look at him come back. Look at him come back.
He wanted a big shot too.
Deraco tried an uppercut that would have taken the head off the boys. There's the bell and the boys are on their feet. Money going into the ring here.
Here we go.
There you go. And Jimmy's little push-up. He can do more. He can do more.
Money into the ring. And here come the coins over the top. Gas, we stay. The money's here.
Good idea. Good. Very good. Did you see the guy from Queensland is here? Yeah.
Good on you, Jimmy. Well done.
Over there.
Oh, what a fantastic effort. A superb bout. And
I can't see him now.
You just about have to say.
There he is, right there. Put your hand up. See him? Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Yeah. There he is. See him? This guy.
doubt Keith Ellis has got Jimmy Tsitas' hand up already, and
well, unofficially, I got it 79-75 for Jimmy, unofficially.
Yeah.
79-75.
He's definitely won the fight.
In the judging for the fight of the year, that one's got to be virtually
I'll
right
tell you
there,
what,
I'd say.
that certainly has to be there for it. And, you know, Ellis, Keith Ellis has had so many champions.
Yeah.
He only needs one or two to get over Ern McQuillan.
And McQuillan's record on the national basis, Gus.
Okay.
I think he's about 3 behind. He's been 3 behind now for a while but then the Krim Nasher put him
Me there, but I don't know. Unofficial, Keith. Well, I tell you what, as I say,
that was the fight of the year.
That certainly was.
fight of the year.
You gotta have heart, and you gotta have fitness.
Yeah. And it doesn't need. You don't need class. You know, as I was saying before, you don't need the big guns here fighting all the time.
No.
You need a couple of guys that want to put their heart
That's
in
right.
and everything in it, and that's what makes boxing.
Spot on, Julian.
You know another thing.
A true champion.
As a main event fighter, you hate to have this kind of fight as a semi-main because, oh my God.
It takes the sting off you a little bit.
And then you got to come into the spot you wouldn't give to a leopard, you know?
That's right. Yeah,
It's a superb effort, and I think that Jim's got home. Here comes Howard Lee.
Eastern suburbs here on a scorching summer's night almost a decade ago. WBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Dave Russell, another champion to come into centre ring. Dave Russell, come on, give him a great warm welcome back to Fort Knox. Dave, come across. Dave, it was too hard. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, show your appreciation for Jim Tsitas and Dominic Daraco. Fought beyond the call of duty. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Jim Nolan gives it 74-78. Judge David Wignall gives it 75-77. Replicated by Anika Williams, 75-77 for the new Victorian Cruiserweight Champion, the bad boy, Jim
Well deserved. They fought their hearts out, the boys.
The Tsitas fan club at ringside going absolutely crazy here at this point of the night. Unbelievable.
But, you know, as you're saying, the guy that gives so much to the sport, it's great to see him get something out of it.
That's right. He's got his championship. He won it hard. He did it hard.
Yep. That's right.
He won it. It's one of the things about this sport.
Cruiserweight champion.
It's one thing about this sport, you know. Their heart is on show to everybody that goes to see him, and everything's on show for all these people. And he comes up and does it.
Yeah.
Great.
That was too tough.
And I'm glad I was here tonight. And thank you everybody out there. Thank you.
A very gracious Dominic Daraco. Jimmy Tsitas, 35 years of age. He said to me last night, "This is my golden opportunity to win my first championship." Keith Ellis said, "My man will win." Congratulations, Jim.
Howard, thanks a lot. Everyone from coming, thanks a lot. I just want to thank a few people firstly. I am one of the happiest men in the world at the moment today. I've waited 3 shots for this, and Keith said he won't give up until I get one. Look, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Mate, he's a top trainer, top guy. I love him to death. As a person, I love him to death. Thanks very much, Keith. All my friends and family who are here tonight, thanks a lot. Everyone from Jim's Gym down at Gravedale, 3 bus loads. Thanks very much, guys. my sponsors, Geelong Caravans, the Banditos Bike Club. Thank you all guys for coming a long way, come and see me catch his title, and I'm just so wrapped today, and thank everyone for coming. Thank you.
Okay, the bad boy. Keith Ellis, come across, Keith. The bad boy deserved an ounce of luck.
Well, he did. That's a third or fourth shot, and I'm hoping that's enough for Jimmy. If you look up hard in the dictionary, there's a photo of this bloke. Dominic's the same, and Jimmy's going to go on and be a trainer now, and he'll pass it all on.
Okay, Keith Ellis and Jimmy Tsitas, the new cruiserweight champion. Rob Cameron.
Just want to thank Dominic. I didn't get a chance. Sorry, Dominic. I knew it was going to be a hard fight, mate. Thanks very much for coming, and I'll talk to you all later.
Okay, how about 3 cheers for Jimmy Tsitas? Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Okay, Murray Thompson said this would be a great show, and it is. 2 fights down only. We'll be back. Grab your seats. Let's get it on again. Smoking Joe Giuseppe Curcio and Stuart Duncan. Sold. Congratulations on your engagement, Kenny. Mickey Rooney's only had 9 bad marriages. You're catching up, Ken. Star of the birthday morning show. Mr. Versatile and Chef Extraordinaire, Ken James. And Leanne Maniatis' official singing coach, Leanne Maniatis Barrera. Correct.
Okay, we got a big fight coming up here. We got a big puncher in David K.O. Kid Steenson in the blue corner. Big puncher, really big puncher. He's had 10 fights. He's won 7 of them by knockout. So he's got plenty of power. The other guy, Latu from Auckland, New Zealand, also has a puncher sort of a record. He soaks up punches a bit. It's hard to say because when they come from New Zealand or Fiji, it's hard to decide. Anyway, here's Howard.
Middleweight contest. Judges David Wignall, Andrew Campbell and Anika Williams. Our ringside physician Dr. John Jury. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome first, on my left, in the red corner, last night scaling 69.80 kilograms. Born in Tonga, now resident Auckland, New Zealand, where he trains with the legendary Bridge Sane, with Nashud Ali in the corner, a man who fought Tony Mad Dog Miller 15 years ago in Perth. This young man, 20 amateur fights, 20 wins in professional boxing, 5 bouts, 1 win, scaling 69.80 kilograms, 28 years of age, a man called the Pure Coconut, wearing Collingwood colours of white with black trim. Would you welcome from New Zealand, Latu. And across the ring in the blue corner, trained by Murray Thompson, originally from Wolfville, South Australia, now living at Murray Thompson's Hotel Motel, Blackburn North. 27 years of age in professional boxing, 9 bouts, 8 wins, 6 big wins coming by way of knockout. The Victorian light middleweight champion, having his 4th bout this year, wearing Bombers colours of black with red trim, the KO Kid, David Steenson. Con Theodorou, your referee in charge. Give final instructions. Any of the 2 and David Steenson.
Well, this will be a fiery fight, gentlemen. No doubt about that. David's he's a very heavy puncher. He calls himself the KO Kid. He's talking himself up there.
And he can punch.
And can he ever? He's a magnificent bomber, he is. And up against Latu, I don't know much about him at all. In fact, I know nothing.
Big reach advantage here. And I think David, the advice is just stay back a little bit at the start. Have a bit of a look at him, you know.
Anything could happen here because Steenson he starts quite quickly, doesn't muck around.
He's got power.
Oh, yes.
He's got power.
And a big right hand over the top missed Latu. Latu trying to work in underneath. He's pretty quick too, Latu, moving in there and working away at the body.
Small too.
Oh, he's throwing everything bar the kitchen sink at Steenson's midriff at the moment.
Dave's just got to sit there and take him and just weather the storm. He's all right. He's all right. Just catch him on the gloves.
He's strong.
That's it. Don't worry about it too much. Just catch him on the gloves.
Don't panic.
That's right.
And that puts
I think a lot of people they panic too much.
That's right.
And then when they can get caught with a big shot.
Yep.
That's why I say boxing is the thinking game.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah.
It's like game of chess.
Yes.
Nice shots in there, by Steenson.
That's better. I had a word with the referee before.
That's it. Dave didn't get hit with any of those shots, and they're all on the elbow. So all that work was basically for nothing.
That's right.
He's just got to relax and just let one come down on him, I think.
That all Steenson, big
Oh,
right
big
hand.
I saw his leg tremor there a little bit, tell you the truth. That right leg of his just kind of went funny for a moment. He's got that nice straight ramrod jab. You should use it. Don't let it sit there. Use it.
Yeah. What about that uppercut of Steenson's too, Gus? It's very straight too, isn't it, when it comes up?
Keep your jab.
It hurts too, Steve.
I imagine it would. Dueling with any trouble whatsoever.
He's just got to relax and just work into the fight.
Oh, that's
Good body shot.
Very good.
She was 2 extremely fit boys here. Latu looks as if he's been in the gymnasium and done the work. Very fit boy.
Pick that jab out, Dave.
That's exactly what we got to do. You know, stick that jab. Poke it out.
That's it. Too many guys these days, they just try and get wait for that big one shot. You just work off that jab, get that hand out the right and pow.
That's the trouble with some punchers. You know, some punchers get the idea. I don't have to have a learning curve. All I can do is hit them. You know.
That's right.
Nice combination there, but nothing landed.
Steenson was working at the right uppercut. It seems like it's going to be a very favourite punch of his tonight. Trying that combination. Probably the Latu being shorter, and he's pretty quick too. He seems to avoid some of that trouble.
They have got quick hands, these little Kiwis. Very strong.
Very strong
fighters,
indeed in the body, very muscly and strong and
Yeah,
hard to hit too, very quick.
Bit of
we'll
warning
be interested to see about his fitness. Oh, good left hook there.
It's going to be harder for David Steenson to get his knockout artillery moving on this fellow because of the pace of this boy.
And I think because he's shorter, Dave's might have a bit of trouble coming down on him. But I think if he just relaxes into it, he should come on, no worries.
I see, gentlemen, just said chess. It's going to be tactics here. It's going to be very interesting. They're very different sized boys fighting at this light middleweight level.
I think that if David can just be patient, poke that left jab out, let everything come off the jab, even he punches down with it, punch down with the jab, fine, loosen up the guy, get an uppercut going.
Because if you're using the jab the way you're saying, Gus, the other guy's got to get him past it, and that's when he's going to make the mistake. Right. When they're coming in, you bring him onto the right hand, you sit him down as quick as
you bring him with a taller guy jabbing down at it. This guy's going to go under the jab more than slip it. When he goes under it, this guy's got an uppercut. That's why you should use it.
I think Murray will be telling him just that at the moment.
I couldn't separate him that round, tell you the truth. I don't like even rounds, but I couldn't separate him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gus. Very even start to proceedings. Was no damage done really by anybody, apart from that initial onslaught from Latu. It was a fairly quiet round.
Now those guys that lead with right hands too, think they get in trouble, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit dangerous. That's a nice jab.
Nice jab.
He's got a good jab. Why do you use it?
And then try to follow up with that big right coming round.
Keep the jab going.
I think if he boxes on the back foot, I think he can bring this guy onto his right hand, I feel.
Yep, that's good. That'd be good tactics there, but it's going to be hard for him. It's obviously trying to hit down on him is going to be hard. That uppercut of Steenson's, I think, is going to be an interesting punch if he can land one of those.
Well, he's going to draw him onto that too.
But he's got to bend down to throw it to get it coming up. So it's going to be hard for him. And Latu looks pretty comfortable.
Not as many punches thrown as the last fight.
No.
That's the problem with when you've got punches fighting. They just set and they just let go.
No, we've got out of the telephone box now and we're using the whole ring. So
that's better. See, he's using that jab. Use the jab. Stop leading with your right hand. A good left hook. I'd like to see the right hand coming off a jab and then the left hook rather than lead right hand.
Getting a bit of wrestling now to just tie Steenson. Good tactics from Latu there just to compose himself, tie Steenson up for a minute. Oh, came in hard, trying to get into the chest.
He's got a very good defence game too.
Yeah. Jab got through there.
Very strong.
Again.
Nice jab.
He's got that ramrod jab.
Yeah,
stick it out.
Great jab.
He's doing better this round.
Yeah.
He's winning the round anyway.
Work in there
this stage.
Yep.
He doesn't want to let the guy get near him though. He should just keep away from him.
He's got that perfect arsenal. He's got that left jab to keep him on the end of the jab.
That's right.
Just a bit of a left hook in there too then that whipped around Latu.
I think he's tired
Something
already.
to think about.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
good right uppercut.
Yeah. Beautiful punch there, that uppercut. That was the one I've been talking about, that uppercut.
He's pushing him down now.
And the referee says, don't do it again, Mr. Latu.
Yeah, I think he's tired already.
It looks that way to me.
Bit of air coming out there.
He wants to go.
Lawrence and started off hard, but
he wants to jump on the plane and go home.
I think so. Yeah, I remember one time I was refereeing in the Horton Pavilion in Sydney.
Yep.
And we had a Fijian, I think it was there. And he went down a couple of times and he wanted a count from me. And I said, you're not getting a count, you're getting paid to fight. Get up.
Gee whiz. Now, Latu's now his energy levels have dropped away substantially.
Quite a bit.
He doesn't appear to be moving anywhere near as fluently as the first round, Latu.
That kind of a punch tends to stop your attention, to grab your attention, but...
he was a bit nonplussed at the end of that round, Latu, and a good round of Steenson.
I think those body shots really hurt him then, Steve, and Dave's getting his confidence round by round.
Yeah.
He's really in this fight now.
Yeah, David looks very comfortable within himself at the moment, doesn't he? That hasn't been extended at all so far. He took the initial onslaught from Latu, and he wore it well, as you indicated at the time, and now he's setting up a win for himself. He keeps motoring along at the same level.
That's right.
He doesn't look very happy in that corner, to tell you the truth. I've seen Steenson fight a couple of times now, 3 or 4. Never changed his expression.
No.
He's got that.
The poker face, I call it.
Yeah. Except one night he put a guy down the first round. The guy got up and got up from it. I think that just taking a little confidence away from it. The guy ended up winning the fight.
Yeah, he hurt his. Yeah, that's it. He hurt his hand. He's got a bad right hand, right? But he definitely can punch. He's got to get that jab going.
In the round 3 of this 6-3 rounder.
Yes, I've got 20-19 in favor of David at this stage. I made the first round even, gave the second round to David.
Yeah, that's pretty well spot on with me, I think, Gus. So,
yeah, get out the side of that.
Oh, nice punch into the.
Now I think what I think he's got to do too is throw a few more in bunches.
Yeah.
Not just one.
Yeah.
I think
he probably needs to attack a bit more now, Steenson. He could motor up a bit.
Well, that's true. You know, punches and bunches. You know, they can open the guy up along the way too.
I think he's Terry Ripe at the moment. I think Steenson needs to extend him, and he does so with the snapping punch.
He knows where he's going to take this
stomach with the right hand.
The bloke doesn't want the body.
No,
he doesn't like the body at all.
He's not being hit there himself either, Latu, but Steenson, the left hand swinging across there, missed Latu, and he recomposes himself. Now he's moving into his own corner, and Steenson's blocked him in there. A good move by Steenson. But taking his time there coming back in, Gus, there, Steenson. I thought he had him lined up.
You see, he's used the jab 4 or 5 shots there, and he's more or less dictated that part of the action.
Yeah. Quite drive the advantage home, but just getting ready for Steenson to sort of bloke.
Keep doing that. That's all he needs to do. Just keep banging that right hand in. And his hands are going to come down. He's going to start hurting him.
And he needs a few seconds, Steenson. He can turn a fight from being a slow-moving affair into devastation for the opposition.
That's it.
We used to have a saying in the States, you know, kill the body and the head dies.
Yes, that's it. I think did Joe Fraser used to say that, Gus, remember?
Well, he killed the body, I'll tell you what. Can you imagine?
That's a nice jab.
That was a good job. He keeps that going. He's got a good tool there. Use it.
And the crowd getting frustrated with the pace of the fight. Well, they've been spoiled already with the Tsitas fight. And now they want everything the same. But they're seeing a couple of boys at work here trying to work out tactics, and Steenson there moves in. Not much damage done there. Latu hanging on there, and Steenson should be working away at the belly.
He wants out of here, this bloke.
Yes, he does. Looking for a place.
Midsection, And Steenson now trying to wind up that right hand. That's when he starts to get a bit belligerent, Julian, when he showboats with that right, starting to screw it into line as if to say, well, get ready for it.
We know it's coming.
Yes, like it's on the roarer, it is.
Good body shot.
Good shot,
He's just going to throw another one from that, I think.
Yeah, that's right. He needs a couple more on top of that one, not just that one.
He's got this guy going.
Latu's fighting very defensively at the moment, just backing away from Steenson.
I don't think he's even doing that good at the moment.
He's just letting Steenson come straight onto him without any hesitation whatsoever.
His hands are dropping right down the chin. Protect that body.
He's got to let him go now. Break.
Probably another round.
He's hurting in the body. Dave just needs to step up the next notch now. He's just coasting a little bit at the moment. With these guys, when you're going easy, you can sort of get in that little mode where you're going to just coast along, basically win the fight. You know you're going to win the fight. But these are the fights that you need to learn how to step up the next 2 levels. Boom and boom, and that's where you just got to get them out of there as quick as you can.
It's a good move. It's obvious that Latu has taken this fight late because Mathew was the original opponent. Steenson has had to drop out, so that's perhaps Latu has been caught short fitness-wise, but he looks pretty fit.
Yeah, but they want to be fighters. They want to be fighters. They've got to come here and be fit. That's the thing.
There we go. Round 4 with David Steenson having a 2-point lead as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, definitely. No doubt about that. And that Latu's work rate's dropped away from halfway through the first round. It's dropped right away. And Steenson controls the fight. Nice left hand flipping around there.
He's got to keep the work rate up now.
Latu, he needs to increase that. I think probably needs to increase the tempo a bit now, Steenson. Now you'd think this round, the 4th round.
Back with a left hook after that uppercut.
See, and it's hard when you're fighting guys that are in there to survive as well. They can make you look bad, and basically I think that's what's happening at the moment.
Yeah.
Dave's sort of letting his shots go, but this other guy's sort of, he's just waiting for him. He's not worried about anything else. He's not worried about punching.
But he had the attitude, if I get him in the first round, fine. If I don't...
Yeah.
We'll try that right
nice
uppercut
then.
Yeah, it was
good
a good right hand too. Coming across there, the right cross onto Latu, and Steenson. Now you just get the feeling, you get that right uppercut moving and follow it up with the left hand. Could be big trouble for Latu.
You're about 4 or 5 and he'll get him out of there.
Good job.
And that Steenson, you feel, just waiting for the appropriate moment to spring into complete action.
He's not even leaving his corner. He doesn't even want to walk back to the corner.
And the slipping punch to Latu bounces away again. Latu constantly on the defensive the whole time, moving backwards.
Yeah, I think he's given up the idea of trying to win this fight.
And he has. It's a bit of a survival thing. He
Yeah.
certainly wouldn't have points from the judges, Gus, with a defensive attitude like that, would he?
Difficult, because if you don't land punches, you can't win points.
It's the name of the game.
Absolutely.
Moving into
yeah.
beautiful combination from Steenson on the Latu in the neutral corner, far side of the ring.
Do it again.
And Steenson now stalking Latu, and that now showing a bit more aggression. You just tend to feel I reckon he's travelling at about 75% of his work rate at the moment, Steenson. I think he's got plenty of reserve left in the body.
Oh, definitely. I think that's a bit steep.
He took a point.
Point off, and Tom Theodora, the referee, exerting extensive authority here, Julian, and has taken a point from Latu. Wants to see.
We're going to get going now.
Not a bad move from the referee, because he was grabbing a bit, but also it stung Latu into action. But if you're just going to hang on all day, you're going to get punished for it.
That's right. Take the referee.
Dave's just going to let him go now. Get him out of there.
And now Steenson, he has the opportunity.
That's it.
And that now has him in the corner. Now he's starting to motor into Latu. Latu fights back nicely, though.
That's what he's got to do. That's what we've been waiting for.
You'd think that it's starting, the damn walls maybe about ready to break open.
He's gone. I don't think Latu's going to come out again.
He's in discussions with his corner.
I think we better get up there and push him back in there, Steve.
Well, Julian Holland reading the psychology here of our fighter from New Zealand, Annie Latu, and his corner. They don't seem to be too flustered there at the moment, Julian.
No, they're okay.
And they're regular visitors here to Australia.
I've fought a couple of Brits guys, and he always brings guys over, and they're always pretty well trained as well.
Yep, and we regularly see this team.
Lovely guy.
They're big supporters. They keep bringing fighters out, and it's great to see. Round 5 will be interesting.
Second out, round 5.
Here we go. Dave's very keen to get started.
Very keen now. Murray Thompson
I'm trying to get somebody's attention here. I can't do it. Golly, been looking to get her attention all night. Anyway, here we go.
Yeah, I think he's going to step the work rate up now.
Steenson now pursuing Latu, just waiting. Latu throwing out at left hand. First left hand, he's throwing out for a while.
Jab.
You're getting left jab, left hook off the...
Trying to come over the top of the left, Latu, but trying to look a little bit more aggressive. But came out of the, did make it out of the corner, Julian. Latu, he's here with us. Steenson, nice shot to the midriff. And
good jab.
Nice straight left jab there that found its mark.
He's got to throw 3s and 4s, and this guy will go.
Yes, you got to punches in bunches right now.
That's it.
So a rip, followed by the right uppercut and the left hook, but just about to be curtains. And it was stun in that similar style. Steenson now tries to block Latu, bounces around out of that neutral corner there, all moving, deftly moving left and right.
Good right uppercut there. I'd like to see him follow the left hook, he gets that right uppercut in there.
Now trying to move him into that neutral corner, you get the feeling, here comes Steenson.
Good body shot, he's hurt him with that.
Oh yeah, would have knocked the sails out of it.
Perfectly timed that one, too.
Right.
I mean, that sails beautifully then. And all breathing hard, Latu, and looking at his corner there, returned away from
He's
Steenson.
got to finish him now, finish him.
And that's looking very
Take
concerned.
him out of there, take him out of there.
Steenson now. Oh, comes in hard with the left and right hand. The straight right was a beauty. And Latu on the back foot here. He's in the neutral corner and nearly copped an uppercut, Gus, didn't he?
Yeah, just slided past him a little bit.
Yeah, didn't quite...
The guy's not that much interested.
Didn't quite capture the jaw region. Looking at his corner, he's breathing hard. I think he's got... Oh, he's in trouble here.
He's looking for his...
Thinks it looks as if he's been hit hard, but it's all happening. Perhaps it was the rib cage.
He's begging the corner. Stop this fight.
He's looking at his corner. He's had enough, and he throws the right hand lazily at Steenson to keep him at bay. But he's looked at his corner a couple of times. Gus, that's dangerous for a fighter to do that.
Well, he's doing two things. He's telling his opponent that he's ready to go, number one, and he's letting himself take his attention away from what he's supposed to be looking at.
Oh, look, very dangerous work from Latu,
it's going to be
He's
debatable
just got to keep
whether it
working
comes
hard,
out.
Dave. Just keep the big combinations going.
Referee having another word to... Oh, another point taken off, isn't it? Another point being taken off Latu, who's leading on the referee in pain. And he's been punished by Theodoro at this time of the fight for hanging on. He turns around to his corner again.
He's not going to go the next round.
I don't think so. I think he's bouncing around. He's trying to get away from Steenson.
He doesn't like those body punches.
That's it. Let him go. Let him go, Dave.
That's it. Keep it up.
Steenson now, and Latu, he looks bad. He's heading to his corner. He's in a lot of pain from those body punches for sure. And Steenson, what a big round for Steenson. You're just about going to give that a 10-7, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would, because he's got a point there too.
10-6. Can that happen?
Jesus.
No, never go down. They usually don't go down that far.
Become a very hard task for us because he's become a commentator, Julian Holland.
Oh yeah, the corner should take a little pity on this guy. Why get him hurt?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's where Keith Ellis is pretty good with these boys, Gus. If he sees them in chronic trouble, the towel goes in. The corner here seemed to be somewhat bemused by the situation.
He hasn't been hit with any big shots.
But when the guy wants to get out of there like that, he's starting to feel something.
Trainer won't let him, yes?
But they are professional boxers, I suppose.
True.
They do come here to good fight.
Exactly right.
Last
You
round.
can't let him go out too easy.
He's promoting. He's in a bit of pain, this boy. He's trying to last the distance. But so far, he's been a bit elusive, actually, for Steenson. Maybe it's the height thing, whatever, but David's found it difficult to land the big combinations into him as much as he would like. He's on the right run now. It's a survival round for Latu, and David Steenson would like to finish it quickly.
He's well ahead, of course. There's no problem there.
He's just following him a little bit at the moment. He's got to cut him off.
Yeah.
Just trying to block him into that neutral corner, perhaps, and land some punches in there, but Latu moving well left and
missed
right.
a chance to cut him off there.
And
throw him back in the corner and
breathing hard.
let him go.
That's some nice body punches there, and Latu will be hanging on for dear life here.
I think he's going for the disqualification.
Theodoro splits them up. He'll take another point off the way he's been going with the refereeing so far. He doesn't like that.
Well, my feeling would be that we're in this stage of the fight now, the sixth round. I'd hesitate to take another point at this stage, unless it's a blatant foul.
Blatant foul, yes.
Good uppercut in there,
very good.
Dave. That was beautiful. He does throw that punch well.
Oh, the big right hand from Steenson would have put the head up on the roof, but if he had have hit him, but not quite.
I'd like to see him throw a lot more punches in there, not just two. Bang, 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 and I think that's where you'll take the guy out.
Yeah, pushes Latu around and gives him a shove for his trouble. And Latu bounces out without any assistant referee. Oh, came over the top. Steenson ended up with the head underneath the legs then, Latu. I don't know what you'd call that.
I don't know if there's a rule for that.
Probably more suitable in a rodeo than a boxing ring, that
Keep
manoeuvre.
working there. Punch up, punch up.
Did everything but put a saddle on him, Gus, at that point in time. But Latu now trying to work away. Steenson comes back. He's on the ropes. First time Latu's got Steenson on the ropes. Steenson, you'd have to say, probably this round hasn't fully exerted himself with what he could to do. He's just prepared to coast home.
The guy's a little bit tricky, yeah. Give him that. He doesn't want to last in there, really. I mean, tell you, like you said before, if he wants to hang in there and not get knocked out, he'll do it.
Well, he's been sensible from that point of view. He knows he can't beat Steenson, so stay away from the trouble as much as you can, I suppose. Get on the bike.
But again, he's showing a heart too, because he's looking at his corner to get him out of there, and he's not getting on himself. So.
Big punch from Steenson would have caught him in the esophagus region again, I think the throat. And
He's got him hurt. He's going to throw more punches.
He said, oh, the little New Zealander came back with a huge right hand.
That's better. Let him go. He's going to throw more punches.
Steenson there trying to block him off and trying to hit him with some heavy artillery. Oh, the uppercut.
That's sort of uppercut, nice.
Doesn't he? Yeah.
Bounced one on the jaw then, I think, with that uppercut. And that's the end of it. Flathouse lasted. Steenson has had a big win here. And pretty happy with himself, David Steenson.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's any question about who won that one.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I got it 60-51. I mean, I got it fairly one-sided.
Well, if I take 2 points off, I got it 60-51 too. There's a point there and a point there, 53-51.
Yeah. I mean, that was very one-sided.
Yeah, well, it's a win, it's a win, it's a win, it's a win, isn't it, huh?
That's it. He's had a
nice little training gallop for David Steenson.
I have said that before, you know, like every win you can get, you've got to take them. And if it's an easy fight, you've got to take them too, because there's a lot of hard fights that you have.
Well, I was about to say, you earn your money so hard as it is, and you're entitled to have a fight like that, I reckon, in your career every so often, because of the training and the slogging effect.
Well, I'd rather a fighter of mine have an easy win over 6 or 8 rounds than have an easy win and knock it out of the first round. Doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything.
That's right. And also, if you keep having hard fights over your career, it's going to shorten your career, as Gus said, with the fight previous.
Sort of before it, yes. Right. You couldn't see Jimmy Tsitas going much longer at that level. I mean, he'll not...
Well, I think he might call it quits now.
Yeah, I think with the championship belt around his waist, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Take it over, be happy.
Put it on the wall, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, well, that one's down. So let's see here. What have we got left?
2 big fights, Gus, coming up.
We've got two great fights. I'll be working the corner of the main and then with Mathew Paulley. But Lincoln Stewart and this other one's going to be a great fight. I'll be interested to see.
Lincoln Stewart, yes, and
Ladies and gentlemen, in boxing parlance, we have a shutout. S-H-U-T-O-U-T. Judges Andrew Campbell, David Wignall and Ning Williams all gave it the same way. 59-55. Winner, blue corner, David K.O. Kid Steenson.
nice win for him. And
now, a little bit of a downer after the last fight.
But you'd expect that, Gus, after what had been transpired earlier on in the night, because we had 2 big fights to kick things off, and you've got to expect that on your fight card it's not going to go like that all the way.
Let's hear what he's got to say.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah, I really needed to go 6 rounds, and bloody hell, it was awkward. I just couldn't catch him. Yeah, it was a bit of a slow fight. I was a bit sluggish, but I'm happy to do the rounds. You know, it's good mentally, and next time I'll go a few more. It's good.
Okay, David K.O. Kid Steenson.
I just have to thank a few people quickly. Thank Murray Thompson for putting me on his show and training me. I thank Greg Grogan for his assistance in the corner with my hands. And my sponsors, Susie Ashley Massage. Her products are the best in Australia. Cots Tours. I'd like to thank a good mate of mine, Paulley, who keeps me mobile and car breaks down every second day. And I'd like to thank my friends that come here from Adelaide, Scotty Miller, great bloke, Kevin Clark, and of course special thanks to Chris Cotty. Guy's an absolute legend, he's a champion, mate, and I got this far this year without him. Thanks, thanks everybody.
Okay, David Steenson, part of the Fighters Factory, Murray Thompson's big show. Ladies and gentlemen, our semi-main event, Fighters Factory, Fort Knox, Federally, home of professional boxing, Melbourne, Eastern Region, Murray Thompson, proudly presents an international contest scheduled in 10 rounds, set at welterweight. Your judges at ringside, Leonard Wingle, Andrew Campbell, and Ian Williams. Your ringside position, Dr. John Jory. With the bell tolls for the first of 10 rounds, James Moller is your WBC accredited third person in center ring. Ladies and gentlemen, occupying the blue corner on my right, he is a dual Fijian lightweight and junior welterweight champion from Suva City, Fiji, with a professional record of 23 bouts, 17 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses, and 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. 22 years of age, scaling 62.9 kilograms, white trunks with black trim. With his father in the corner and Bridge Said, would you welcome Fijian dual champion, Zulfikar Joy Ali. And across the ring, occupying the red corner on my left, part now of the champ camp, Body Punch City, Keith Ellis Jr. Sr. with Wayne Steenson in the corner. The man, the mystery man of many colours, tonight turning out in crimson red. Ladies and gentlemen, 13 fights, 11 wins, 2 losses, 9 big wins coming by way of knockout. The OBA lightweight champion, 22 years of age, from Cranbourne, with the full support of the thoroughbred racing industry, the Rolls Royce in red, Lincoln Stewart. At the scales last night, 64 kilograms. 10 rounds of boxing. Here we go. Jim Moller. Joy, come to center ring.
Okay, boys, welcome to the centre ring for 10 rounds of boxing. I've spoken to both you in the dressing rooms. You know what I expect. Good, clean fight. Obey my instructions at all times. In case of a knockdown, neutral corner here, the one behind me. Any questions in your 2 seconds? Keith? Okay, let's get it on.
Well, what an enormous bout this is going to be, gentlemen. Lincoln Stewart making virtually another comeback, really, isn't it? To boxing after a slight layoff. Went to South Africa, I think, to do some scuba diving or something. And he's in the red trunks there, fighting this magnificent Fijian champion, Zulfikar Joy Ali, who has an enormous record. Out of those 17 wins, Gus, 14 KOs, so he must be a heavy hitter.
Yes, he's a southpaw, so it's going to give him a little problem here to start with. Because those southpaw fighters can shake you around a little bit if you haven't boxed them for a bit. And if he was down there with those red hair in Africa, it scared all the sharks away, would he?
Just about. You'd think so. Boy, oh boy, does Ali look to be absolutely chiselled out of stone. That body is in enormous physical condition.
Does look a little bit smaller, to tell you the truth. And
no excess fat round the rib cage or the chest region, arms. It's just all muscle. Gus and Brian. I've got with me now. Yeah, we've got Brian Butler with us here at ringside, and now Julian Holland helping people in the next fight. They're coming up the main event, hoping Mathew Paulley can. And Brian, welcome to ringside.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. He is rather large, lightweight, Zulfikar. He actually had a win over Dean McGrath on points about 18 months ago at light middleweight.
Lincoln Stewart charging into the ring there, but Zulfikar actually managed to get him off balance there. And now Jim Boland has a word to Ali. I don't know what for, Gus.
I didn't actually see it because Lincoln stumbled across, and I think you got to be watching very careful what he's doing there. He stumbled across and he got involved in something over that type of situation. Yeah. It's a boxing match, not a wrestling match. No body holds allowed.
Yeah, like you couldn't see what transpired there once they blocked our view, but
there it was, you see. Yeah. And of course, it's a good thing that Lincoln's out of the red corner too. We can't get him mixed up, can we?
That's right, Gus. Yeah, he's all red tonight.
Is he ever? Now the dyed red hair, red trunks, emblazoned with the requisite advertising. And Zulfikar Ali, he's working hard early in the fight there on Stewart. working in, but the left hand whip round the neck of Lincoln Stewart, and Jim Bolden might have a word with him about that, I'd say, and he is now.
I think Stewart has to be a little bit careful. He's rushing this guy a little bit too much, rushing right in there. And the southpaw has a good record, has a good punch record, and he could click him coming in.
Yes, that's a good point.
Good body shot by Lincoln there, another one.
Well, yes, he's working the ribs. It sounds like the sound of it, like he's hitting an oak drum. It's so tight there for Ali.
He come in with his head there. Ali come in with his head there. He's going to have to watch that, and his shoulder. Jimmy's going to say something right now, I think. Pretty soon he'll have to, because coming in with his head and shoulder could be dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. That we saw that earlier on in the night. Nolan and Co. in the earlier bouts.
Now you see that, how he rushed in? He's going to get caught. The southpaw's going to catch him rushing in. He's going to get hurt.
A little bit of an experience there, maybe showing with Lincoln there.
He's a little bit pepped up because there has been a time between fights for Lincoln.
Well, that's it. He's probably trying to make a big impression, too.
He is.
Coming back, you know.
He's stable, too. Gus in the Keith Ellis Body Punch City champ.
Well, with Keith in there, he's got somebody to help him out, do the right thing, because Keith is a good trainer. And as he's had 55 champions, he needs 4 more champions to get over Ern McQuillan's record.
Yes.
4 more. Isn't that fantastic? 55 Australian and Commonwealth champions. 4 less than Ern McQuillan.
Done a lot to keep boxing going over the last 20 years.
Of course. And in his time, when McQuillan was around, there was a hell of a lot of boxing going on. A hell of a lot more than now. For him to get that kind of record is fantastic.
It's a superb record. And now that adds Lincoln Stewart to the camp, it's more artillery.
Yeah.
Because he is a clever boxer, Lincoln Stewart. He's capable of scaling the heights in boxing. Got a good system and knows what he's doing. He's up against a top flight opponent here tonight, though, in Zulfikar Joy Ali in a comeback type fight. That's an enormous task. And
just saw something, though, Ali. Those 2 punches he thrown were around the corner, weren't they?
They were,
both of them. Nothing straight about them.
No, he hooks that left hand in. The wings in it, I would say.
And if Lincoln can keep his left hook going over that lead right of Ali and come with right hand straight into the body. He tried it there, but too far away.
He's lunging with it.
Yeah. Although he lifted Ali's left leg there with that body shot.
Starting to see where Ali's got his KOs from. He's definitely showing some power.
yes.
Strong man.
Couldn't warn him about the head.
And the boys getting up into another tangle here, and now Lincoln Stewart's got the arms out, and Zulfikar had the head of Stewart cupped in his hands there.
Throw that right hand right straight into the body. Come on, let's see how it works.
Oh, heavy punching from Zulfikar, combinations to the body. Some caught the arms.
I think sure a few of them caught the arms, even though he's taken the initiative with those punches.
Yeah.
He's getting under the lunges of Lincoln, which don't look that sharp, right?
No, you're right there, Gus. Well, there you go. He's just let some go there.
And underneath there was a little bit low, and Zulfikar complained about it. To referee Boland, nothing done about it there. I think Lincoln probably say yes, he does now warn him. Probably suffering a bit of ring rust at the moment, Lincoln. He's been out of it for a while, I think.
I don't know exactly how long he's been out, but it looks like he's not got his timing right now.
Yeah.
I'll check with Keith during the round break and see how long he has been out.
He fought here last month against
was that his first fight coming back, was it? Because he did have that layoff a year and a half, I think.
That's correct there. And
last month he fought here.
Yeah.
I was here. What happened?
He stopped the tie in was it the first or second round?
First round.
Was it the first round? Yeah, that's
okay.
Right. Yeah.
This is still a comeback for him.
That's right, yeah.
So this is virtually
didn't get rid of any rust there.
Yeah, I remember that now. He stopped in one round. He didn't have colored hair. He wasn't there long enough to let us know what was happening. To impress us. So those fights don't do anybody any good.
No, that's right.
But to this one, Will, that's for sure, because this boy is he's classy, this Fijian. He is to beat. Comes in hard there, Stewart, but Zulfikar had a left to the body working for him.
Stewart is winning with his body punches so far.
And Boland calls on a break, the bell goes.
Round 2.
Yeah, well, I had to give the first round and the second round to Lincoln Stewart by a point. I made that round 9 to 10 because I think Stewart's body punches won the round for him, basically.
Yeah, threw some nice, especially with the left hand, Gus. Just getting more applause than the fighters, gents.
Yes. How do you describe something like that? I think we'll eventually get back to the fight, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting.
He's definitely come to fight. Ali.
Oh yes,
sure. He's a well-conditioned fighter.
I was going to say, it's one of the fittest I've seen coming out of Fiji that I've seen for a while, a long time.
Yeah, he's very fit.
Had the Fijian heavyweight out here about 4 or 5 years ago. But this bloke is, gee whiz, from percentage parlance, 50% to fitter.
Tell you what, he got that left home very solidly there.
Lincoln Stewart now.
Nothing straight about it though, Gus. He wings it in that left hand, and that's where he's getting all his power off the back foot.
And they're working away to the ribcage there now. Sorry, to the midriff region was Lincoln, but they're getting tangled up, and now he's got the hands out again saying, I can't move, and Jim Boland pushes them off.
Has he been playing football in his off time? He keeps lifting his hand up every time it's in there.
I was going to say, it's very much a sort of a holding the ball manoeuvre, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Lincoln complaining. I think Lincoln may have complained then about a low punch, but no, nothing underwood. Flips the... and Ali didn't wait. Came straight back in after the fighters separated. And tried very hard to get a solid punch in there. He did hit Lincoln with a body punch. But been a little scrappy at times. The boys haven't been very fluid yet.
Not as needed, we'd like to see it. But
it can often be with the southpaw and the orthodox. It often makes for an awkward fight.
Oh, comes in hard again with that right into the midsection and then gets tangled up with Lincoln. Lincoln again, Ali keeps hanging onto the head. He's going to take a point off him. He does it again. That is a good move by the referee because he was
body shots.
Beautiful body shots there.
Slow this guy down.
Yeah, that will slow him up. Lincoln now looking very aggressive, and the Lincoln Stewart we know trying to work away at the body of Ali. They're not doing anything except he's again hanging on to Lincoln Stewart's head. They're cupping it in his gloves, he does. Good luck putting a bridle on a horse, Gus. Well,
Lincoln does work with horses. He works with horses at Cranbrook. So
another one of our
good body shot.
Horse-minded boxers there.
That's right. Yeah,
now what's he going to do? He's going to take a point off him. And he's had enough, Jim, of Ali. In fact, they grabbed Ali and brought him back around and the neutral corner, and he got fed up with him hanging on to Lincoln Stewart's head.
Jimmy wasn't pleased.
Into arms. Then Lincoln Stewart again has got the arms out, and Bowler has a word to Stewart about the head coming in too hard and low into Ali then. Heads are again, they've got a clashed again there, I think. They're close.
Standing out of the orthodox stance just about now, Ali.
And a point off for Ali. Well, you have to expect that. He was warned by the referee and he refused to take the warning.
He's back to southpaw again, but it looks like Lincoln almost shaped up there to southpaw for a moment.
Lincoln again is complaining about the head grabbing of Ali. So it'll be interesting to see how Jim Boland handles that manoeuvre from now on, because he set the precedent. Now he's taken a point off.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy's going to worry him too much, though, to tell you the truth.
Gus, I gave that round to Lincoln again. It's a 10-9 round, and he's just making more effort to do the work.
But we have to probably don't have to get the point taken off for the loss, Brian, so that'll make it a 10-8
round. That's correct, yeah.
Well, I take the point and leave it there until I total. Now I take the point off and I total. What's this? Something's happening here. They call the referee over to Ali's corner. I wonder if they want to go on. It doesn't look good.
It's a dispute here, isn't it?
That's
it. He's withdrawing.
What? He's out of it. I wonder...
Oh, no, it's an injury. What's an injury?
He's tapping his leg.
Well, sometimes these guys
knee
get hit on
injury or
the
a thigh
chin.
injury?
They get hit on the chin and their legs hurt, you know?
That happens.
This is what's happened here. I think Desire has stepped in.
Well, he's not happy, Ali. He didn't react well to Lincoln Stewart's pat on the back there, and his thanks for the bout. And for some reason, in fact, he's tapping the upper part of his right leg, I'd say, and he's got that leg stretched out. It's a muscle, it's a thigh muscle or a front leg muscle at the top of the leg there that the trainers are feeling. But how would you know, Gus?
Well, you see, I don't. I worry about things like that. I don't want to take anything away from the kid because it takes enough courage to get in there. But sometimes guys fight away from home and they get hurt a bit and they think, well, I'm not going to win anyway, you know. And I'm not saying he's through it, but sometimes their injuries are exaggerated. See what Jimmy says.
Crowd's not happy. They're showing their displeasure.
Well, one thing about it, we get home a little earlier.
That's correct.
Before tomorrow.
That's correct, Gus.
I should say the first two fights, which were enormous.
After the end of round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, when referee Jim Boland, acting on advice from the blue corner, Joy Ali, withdrew. Your winner, the Rolls Royce, the Crimson Clover, Lincoln Stewart. And a champ, Julian Holland, to present Lincoln, a stablemate of sorts. Okay, Lincoln, don't go away, Julian. Lincoln, come across. It was a pretty dangerous fight while it lasted there, Lincoln.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. It was very awkward. I didn't know he was a southpaw till we got in the ring tonight. What can I say? All I do is try to give everyone here a good fight, try my heart out. I hope that everyone will come see me next time. Might be a better show. I think maybe my opponent tonight had a cramp in his heart.
Lincoln, a chance of a big fight coming up in Adelaide on September 14. Come this way. September 14 maybe in the win for you for Austin Taylor and Kevin Dinan in Adelaide.
Yeah, off to Adelaide in 2 weeks. Hopefully get a few more rounds in there. Should be a good fight. I always train for a hard fight. With Keith in my corner, I can't go wrong. Well, I've got a chance. I'd just like to thank all my family and friends for coming down tonight. Keith, all my corner men. Sally Wynn's family, my family, the Smith family, Stewart. All my sponsors, Ray White Real Estate, have been with me for about 6 years. Shopping Centre, Cleaning Services. Gilside Bargain Centre, Romano Tiles, Brad Stewart's fencing. Thank you, everyone.
Keith Ellis come across. Lincoln Stewart, an uncrowned national champ, Keith.
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing tonight, but that's the way it goes. Lincoln was ready to fight. He was very awkward, and when the fight did get going, he grabbed. And we're off to Adelaide in 2 weeks. I'll just use the rest of the year to get him fit and get him sharp, and we'll be talking to Murray and get a couple of big things next year.
Okay, Keith Ellis and Lincoln Stewart. A big round of applause for a man who wants a rematch down the track, Joy Ali. Joy Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks ago tonight at Royal Randwick Racecourse, only a handful of Victorian loyalists, Barry Michael Bryan and Damien Membry, Murray Thompson, Greg Grogan, Lionel Rose, said on national cable television, the Victorian fighter Julian Holland will beat the Bull-Eye Blaster Shannon Taylor. And he did. How about 3 cheers for Julian Holland? Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Okay, not only is Julian the welterweight champion of Australia, he retained that title. He is now the Commonwealth champion and the #1 contender for the WBU, World Boxing Union Welterweight Championship of the World. Welcome back to Melbourne and congratulations, Julian.
Thanks, Howard. And I think I can remember the last time I fought here, that I promised the crowd that I'd bring back the Commonwealth title. And we went to Sydney, we were big time underdogs. If I had known I was 10-1, I would have put a bit on it myself. But 10-1 underdogs, and we knocked the big mouth out. It's great to see everyone out here again supporting the fights here at the Fort Knox, supporting Murray Thompson. The Fighters Factory is awesome. They've stuck behind me since I've come down from Queensland, and now the Victorian crowd, they're really getting behind me. And we want to stage some big fights in Victoria and get it going and get the boxing just kicking back in Victoria. Make Victoria the best in Australia like it was yesterday.
Julian Holland, dual champion, #1 contender, and also now ranked number 10 in the World Boxing Council, number 9 in the International Boxing Federation. Okay, clean-cut young man, a great face of Australian boxing. We'll be back with the main event. Across the ring in the blue corner from East Ringwood. Samantha and Keith Ellis working in the corner. And Nick Gaither, good evening, Nick. Here comes the defending champion, Mathew Paulley. Members of the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board at ringside, Chairman Bernard Balmer, Bob Todd, Scott Brower, Malcolm McGuinness, and Mark McCarthy, your Executive Director. Ringside physician, Dr. John Jury. Judges for our championship fight, David Wignall, Andrew Campbell, and Aninga Williams at the bell, Damien Membry. Howard Lee on behalf of Murray Thompson's Punch Up or Shut Up, our main event, Hard Knocks at Fort Knox on this Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the fighters, could you be please upstanding for the Australian National Anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brad Paulley, the ANBF National Secretary, will present the championship belt, which we need back at ringside. It's there, it's back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fighters Factory, Murray Thompson proudly presents the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the Australian Junior Welterweight Championship. 12 rounds, the maximum journey of boxing. At Fort Knox on this Friday night, 12th big Fighters Factory promotion. Ladies and gentlemen on the site, where legends are made, let's get ready to rumble! Here we go, Stab, with our main event. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first on my right, occupying the blue corner, Kevin Marks, Mick Gaither in the corner from East Ringwood, Victoria. He is aiming to win back the Junior Welterweight Championship that he won in this ring 2 years ago against Didoy Kanoi. Ladies and gentlemen, 13 fights, 7 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses. 5 big wins coming by way of knockout. Recently challenged for the WBF World Championship in New Caledonia. Also this year in Osaka, Japan, fought a great battle. Ladies and gentlemen, scaling 63.10 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, East Ringwood's Victoria's wearing blue and red, the Macho Man, Stephen Marks. And across the ring, occupying the red corner on my left, with Bluey McGrory from Robina, Queensland, with Raina Farmako at ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, in a distinguished amateur career, 120 fights, 106 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, in a record-breaking professional career, 4 bouts, 4 wins, winning a championship against Jim Savage last year. Tonight, making his second defense of this crown. Ladies and gentlemen, scaling 63.95 kilograms, blue trunks with white trim. Would you welcome from Robina, Queensland, the Silent Assassin, defending champion, Mathew Paulley. Jim Nolan, here we go, Jim. It's showtime at Fort Knox.
Okay, boys, welcome to Centre Ringwood, 12 rounds of championship boxing. I've spoken to both in the dressing room. You know I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my instructions at all time. In case of a knockdown, the neutral corner here, the one behind me. Now, any questions from you, Chief Seconds? Okay, let's get it on, mate. Best man.
Well, we're looking for an action-packed final event here tonight. The Australian Junior Welterweight title fight, 12 3-minute rounds. Mathew Paulley from Queensland up against Stephen Marks, who's just fought in Japan from Victoria. And, of course, the Junior Welterweight champ is Paulley. Got it very quickly in about 2 or 3 fights at pro level. Went there the quick way. And Stephen Marks is ranked number 3 as a welterweight. Doesn't feature in the junior welter ranks. He's come down in bodyweight, and it should be an absolutely fantastic finish to what's been an enormous night here at Fighters Factory. And Gus, they've moved into action pretty quickly here.
Yes, they have. This Mathew Paulley is a pretty sharp customer. 120 amateur fights and 4 pros, winning 3 of my knockout. And you say that he has experience over the very tough Stephen Marks. Stephen had a loss, unfortunately, in Noumea his fight when he got cut badly in the eye. But he had knocked the guy down, was winning the fight, and his eye was cut, and that was that. And he made a big hit in Japan. On every trip there, he's fought their tough guys. So his level of competition in pro might be a bit better.
Yeah, fantastic. And what a great matchup this is for the Australian Junior Welterweight title here. And Brian Butler, both these boys looking pretty fit here tonight.
Yeah, looks like a great matchup, Stephen. I watched Mathew Paulley sparring Julian Holland down at the Fighters Factory when he was down here to defend against Darren Miller. It's a fight. He started off quite slowly, but stormed home to stop Darren.
Darren was, Paulley put in an enormous night against Darren that night. I've had him a long way ahead on points after just 6 or 7 rounds.
certainly did. And he was doing some damage towards the end of that fight. He starts punching harder later on in the rounds.
He certainly does. Now these boys are starting to limber up here now. They're just sorting each other out in this round. Gus, not a great deal happening.
Nothing much happening. I got the edge at this point to Paulley, actually. He's doing some nice things and he's making Stephen miss. And he's landing with punches of his own, so it's quite interesting. He's in the southpaw stance at the moment, and
very
that
sharp
might give him a
mover,
little
Gus.
Sharp mover. Very sharp mover.
Very
Brian
sharp
said,
mover. Very, very clever sort of
very clever.
fighter. And being in a southpaw stance might cause Steve a little bit of trouble too.
He doesn't wear a lot of those punches flush, so he's catching most of them on the gloves.
That's true.
He's got a good eye for making
that right hand got home on Paulley from Stephen.
And the jab.
And he like a little bit of a hook over that lead right hand.
Yeah,
what he should do.
Nicely too. It's a very accurate punch. Take nothing
away from Stephen Marks. He's had some great fights over the years. He's a little bit of worry against him. He was Cisco Karoy. He broke his hand back in about 97, and he was out of the game for a while.
He had a few
stepped up to welterweight, and Julian Holland was just a bit too big for him. But now he's back in his own weight division and trying to get his title back.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. He had a big fight with Stuart a couple of years ago out at the Hungarian club, Stephen Marks, which went the distance and was very close. Now, Paulley there had a driving right hand before. Got down very low, Paulley. He's got good lateral movement, Paulley, and he's like a spring-heeled cat. He is clubbing right hand on the top of the scone of Stephen Marks, Gus.
Yes, he got it. I'm going to have to give him the round, to tell you the truth. I think he just he shaded that round. Stephen, I don't know, Stephen didn't get together on that, I didn't think. Of course, he's feeling the guy. The guy's a southpaw. Stephen's figuring him out, seeing what he can do with him.
That's correct. I think Stephen's got the stronger punch of the two here. As you said, Gus, he did land the right hand a couple of times. But when Paulley gets stung, he fires straight back. So, unlike the other fight we watched with the southpaw and the orthodox, which was very awkward, this fight is flowing a lot more.
Yes, it is. It's moving along pretty nicely. I'm amazed at his skill with, but the amateur career has been great for him, of course, obviously.
Paulley, yep.
He's got a little something that you miss seeing in the pros too. He's come in. This is his fifth pro fight tonight, and he looks like a pro.
Yes. Yep, he certainly looked that way. 74 Darren Miller, Paulley. He looked to be extremely well tutored.
Both fighters susceptible to cuts, so we'll see how that transpires.
I hope that doesn't stop this, because it's too bad to lose a fight on cuts in a big fight like this.
Especially Australian title.
Yeah, you would like to see that in the title bout, of course. Paulley there with some right hand around that missed on Marks, and both boys again having a good look. Marks tries to dive in underneath there with the right hand, tried a right hand drive into the body, didn't quite make it there.
That's good. You see, that's good. Paulley is making a miss and then making him pay for it. Didn't that time though.
He's a tidy worker, Mathew Paulley.
Very well at the moment, and Mark's not to be taken away with theirs, moving pretty well now. He's starting to go up a notch, I think. He looks a little bit better than the first round, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a bit more. You know, they say there's two ways to fight a southpaw. One way is to hook over his lead right hand, and the other is to throw right hand straight into the body. Stephen is throwing that left hand over Paulley's right hand, and he's throwing it to the body too. So,
well, that'll be interesting to see how that transpires as it goes. So that's a driving sort of a straight right, which telegraphed that, and Paulley was way out of there. Nice moving in.
Nice left hand from Mathew Paulley.
Very nice.
Nice right hand. Bit of glove in that.
Plenty of power in that one.
Yep. I think it bounced ricocheted that came from the glove.
He's bleeding, Mathew.
Yeah, he's bleeding too. Oh boy,
I think it was from that punch.
That could have been a punch that did that.
It must have been that hard punch then. Could have, as it was coming through onto the jaw, bounced off the glove as it was coming through, ricocheted straight into the corner of the eye. And you were right, Brian, about Paulley being a bleeder. He did bleed in the Darren Miller fight, I think, if I remember rightly.
If they stop it now, it's a technical draw, of course.
Dr. Jory is having a good look at that, and Paulley convinced the doctor that I'm okay. It's to the side of the eye. Now that might change Paulley's tactics here, Gus. He may decide that he's going to have to motor along a bit quicker now. And
I think he'd have to go for the doctor.
Yeah.
But the trouble is Stephen is so tough, you know. He's not going to get out of there easy.
It's a nasty cut. I think it's bleeding from the side.
Gives a good target for Stephen, though.
Oh, does he ever? And
does it look like Stephen has a little nick under his left eye?
He's got a nick there as well, I think. Yeah.
I thought it might have been the blood from his opponent.
It looks like a little nick, Gus.
Yeah, oh, that was a bit low, I think, maybe. Hit the yes, and Jim Bolton says Stephen up. He has bleeding from the eye, Stephen Knox. He is cut. And both boys here.
Both boys bleeding and both banging away. Paulley getting the better of this.
Oh, Paulley with some big punches there, but unfazed as Mark.
His hands together and said, let's get going.
Oh, unfazed by that Stephen Marks, by that artillery charge from Paulley.
Make a war of it, really.
Oh, I've got to. That cut of Paulley's, I think, might be more than one position now. I'm not sure. There goes the bell. Oh, and the low one and the bell. And Paulley comes back. I'll have a good look at this.
That's a tough one.
That's a shocker, that. That's not good. The doctor will have a look at both of these boys, but more so is he coming straight round to Paulley's corner. Can't see from here about how bad that is.
I can't see it either. It's blocked. The cornerman is blocked.
Not a bad cut.
Gee, was he going to need more than the normal breaking around to get that together, I would think, at the moment. He's got the adrenaline 1,000 to 1 in there. He's working away.
And they use the pressure, too. Should use plenty of pressure in there.
Yeah, that's what it is, pressure, is it?
Yeah, it gets plenty of pressure. When you see it, they press that cotton tip in there, and they really press it in deeply. What's happening here?
Compress it inside now.
Keith Ellis Senior working on Stephen Marks' cut. We have Greg Grogan working on Mathew.
Let's hope that medical work from both boys can do the job here, because we wouldn't want to see the title fight end early, as we said, due to our cuts and Paulley.
Good left hand.
I think you'll find Paulley now. Paulley's going to go. He's going to go to 10 now.
Up with him, though.
He's going to have to keep it going, because Paulley got off so hard. He's out to finish this.
Yes.
He's out to hurt Stephen to finish it.
And he's getting through with some of those shots, but Stephen's not to be denied. He's coming straight back.
Matthew Paulley came out like the proverbial Southern Aurora at the start of that round and tried to go straight through Stephen Marks with a full range of shots.
Stephen's a tough kid. He's not going to be denied, but I think Paulley's got a little class.
Nice uppercut.
It's a beautiful punch, that. Marks is as tough as teak, though. He's a hard man to put down the canvas. I don't think I've ever seen him put down.
The Japanese think he's wonderful because he's so tough up there when he fights. They're good guys.
The toughest boys. Yeah. Oh, good punch from Marks there, land on the jaw or the facial region of the Paulley. A bit of a drip of blood there, but the medical work of the Paulley camp has held up so far this round pretty good, I'd say.
Just a little trickle there, but they've closed it up pretty well.
Yeah, they've done a great job. But the Marks' eye are starting to reopen, although he's got the benefit of the Keith Ellis 1 in the corner. Best cut man in the game, they say, some of them.
Yep. Ooh, that hurt.
Victorians sticking together down here.
Hear from his corner that they think Mathew's boxing beautifully. He is boxing beautifully.
He is. He's a beautiful fighter.
He's under stress with that cut. He's with a very tough kid in there. This is only his 5th pro fight, but he shows Marks have been a real champion.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to get some hooks on that eye of Marks's to even up the score a little bit, I think.
The mental composure of Paulley in such circumstances is second to none.
And he whacks pretty hard for a lot. He's quite a lightly built fella.
Yeah. He's a hard puncher for a junior welter.
That was a
big uppercut there.
Yes. And Marks now, we're trying to work at the body. Trying to get underneath him around the top end there of Paulley.
Look at that eye again.
Right hand.
Oh, yes, he aimed one straight at it. In fact, he did hit the eye then, Marks, with a good directed punch there.
That's Jimmy.
Opened it right back up again. And that Paulley's face now, a mask of blood.
Yeah, well, I don't know what
It's not in his eye, though. It's actually down his cheek.
Side, yes, but Boland's going to have a look at it, though.
Going to step in.
He's worried about it. No, Boland said he's okay to go on, and no doubt he is, Mathew Paulley. And that the doctor is having a look, as is Keith Ellis 1 over there, senior, having a good look at him as well. All eyes on the eye of Mathew Paulley.
Well, it looks a bad cut because of the blood, but obviously it's not that bad. And it's not into his eye, it's on the side of his eye.
Yeah. And he's handling it remarkably well for a man of his stature, 5 professional bouts. And so the corner again.
I'll give that round chance to Paulley again.
Yeah, gave it to Paulley.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Jimmy.
Just by an edge, Stephen Marks scoring the bigger punches in there, apart from that beautiful left uppercut we saw Mathew Paulley throw in there.
Seconds out, so round 4.
Okay, we find from Jimmy Boland that the cut on Stephen was a little bit of a head clash, and the first cut on Mathew was a punch. The second opened the cut and added another cut to it, was a headbutt. So
I thought he had 2 cuts in that eye.
Yeah, one's a punch, one's a headbutt. So it's an interesting situation now once they get out of but they're into the 4th round now, so if a fight is stopped on cuts now, if the headbutt is responsible for those cuts originally, the fight goes to the scorecard. If the fight is stopped on a punch that opens a cut, of course, the winner of the fight by scorecard gets it.
You said that the punch on Paulley was the one that was the first one, was the punch.
That was the big cut. The big cut was the punch that did it.
Stephen loading up with that right hand there, Stephen Marks.
Walked into it. A beautiful punch from Paulley was caught Marks off balance. Did it ever? Beautiful left hand it was, and Paulley, he's exquisite.
He's blocking those jabs from Stephen. Paulley blocking the jab from Stephen. Again, just blocked it, not getting there. Got to land more. He's got to get in there and do some damage again.
Marks now tries to drive with the right into the body.
Stephen does have a tendency to tire over the 10 rounds, I've noticed.
Well, he's got 12 rounds to go tonight.
So watching him over 12 tonight.
Nice body punch there from Stephen Marks to the midsection of Paulley. He would have felt the sting of that.
Oh, he hit him again. He got a good punch in through the head from Stephen Marks. He's not doing bad in this round, actually.
Oh, missed again Marks with the right hand there. It's straight over the top. He telegraphed that. Paulley saw that coming.
See Stephen shaping up southpaw a little bit for a second or two there.
Yeah, I noticed that. Just trying to catch him off guard, I think, Gus.
Driving left into the midsection from Paulley. That was quick. It was good work, and Marks couldn't get out of the way.
Well, he's not landing as much. He looks like he's flurrying, but Stephen is not landing much.
No, he's not.
Paulley's scoring a lot of nice little shots inside.
Yeah, he's getting the work. He's getting in there. He's getting out of trouble as he goes. He's not getting back much at all, Gus. I agree with you there.
That's right. He's making Stephen miss, and he's making him pay. Oh, that was right. See that right hand straight to the body. But he has to pay for it again.
Nice little jab from Paulley caught Marks here moving away. Was very nice. Oh, Paulley, good right hand on Marks at the finish of that exchange.
I think it flies it out.
Okay, the ladies will be back at the grounding dog. They will be playing the team. The grounding dog obviously blocked out.
Paulley cornering in, working hard here. Jim Boland coming over to have a look at the eye again. Get the feeling the condition here is stabilised somewhat, I think. The corner talking to Paulley.
Jimmy didn't decide to call the doctor.
He must be happy with that.
satisfied that it's going to close it sufficiently.
They're doing a pretty good job there, the corner.
And all they can use in that corner is Adrenaline 1000 solution to 1.
Yep.
And pressure, of course.
Pressure.
A little bit of Vaseline to cover it up a bit. But
Yep, there's some expert people at work here tonight, certainly with these medical skills.
It's a great company of Greg Grogan and Tsitas has been brought in to
That's a recruiting coup of the night, Brian, isn't it, for that corner, for the Marks people?
It certainly is. Oh, nice right hand, left hook right hand.
Oh, against to the right.
Marks trying to up the tempo here now on Paulley.
That's had five right hands in a row, didn't they?
yeah.
Oh, big clubbing left hand to the midsection by Marks then on Paulley was, gee whiz, that they would have felt that. He's got a couple of those in so far, the last couple of rounds, Marks.
You've got to work at the body. You've got to slow the guy down a bit, of course.
Yeah.
You can slow him down, but stopping that body a bit.
Yeah, that's what he'd be hoping. Paulley's a tough boy.
I noticed they have a female in Paulley's corner also.
That's Rainmaker, Gus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I see her now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Champion, yeah.
I see her now.
Oh, Marks over the top, just glances at Paulley. And put the gloves with that right hand, so not much effect there for Stephen Marks.
That cut has stayed pretty well. Just a little bit of a tickle from it. They've done a good job on that.
Yeah, Marks so far this round, Gus, I don't think he's got near that eye, and Paulley's been moving so well. And Paulley, good combinations to Marks. He's starting to exert authority here now, Paulley.
Yes, it's very difficult to find a way to give Marks a round so far, and I always look at it and say, am I missing something? Because he hasn't won a round yet, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm looking to give him one because he's the Victorian lad, but I've got the first one 10-9, the second one I give even, the third 10-9, and the fourth 10-9.
Yeah, well, I've got them all to Paulley so far, 10-9 all the way.
Paulley winning by a couple up so far on my card, and Gus, you've had him a bit further ahead, I think.
Well, I have him winning every round, and Brian got him 1 round less, that's all. He had 1 round even, I had it win, so it's
a pattern of the fight starting to form, I think, Gus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit. I think at the moment Paulley just...
Ooh, nice.
Nicely. But he took a right hand back and another one.
Been able to...
Stephen Marks
good punch from Stephen Marks. That was a beautiful punch, but gee whiz, he hit Paulley with a huge punch then, and Paulley hardly took a backward step, Brian.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
Oh boy, he took that beautifully.
He's looking a little shocked. He's got no power in those punches there. Look.
Yeah, I think that got his attention there. I think this is one of the first rounds I'm going to give Stephen.
Yeah, he's coming in hard now, Marks. He's starting to up the tempo now to place the pressure on Paulley for probably the first time in a big way for the fight. And probably a Marks round, a better round
for Marks. I give that round to Stephen Marks.
Yes, I did too. I thought he did a much better job there.
Yep.
Doctor's coming over to look at Mathew Paulley's eye. And Stephen Marks is not going to have to worry too much about his cut. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a cat and mouse situation here. Both boys cut a little bit. When I say cut a little bit, Stephen is cut, but not worrying him too much. Paulley is more severely cut. So this cat and mouse game goes on.
Yep.
Seconds out, round 6.
Round 6 coming up now for this Australian title, junior welterweight title fight. Marks coming back out. Stephen Marks, Mathew Paulley comes in with the left hand, the straight left coming in there on Stephen Marks, but Marks holding his ground in the centre of the ring.
Yes, there hasn't been a punch landed yet, really. It's just they're sparring around. No, there's both of them landed.
Stephen Marks now looking to see if he actually had another cut. I don't think he has, but I was blood on the top of the nose, unless it splashed onto him. Don't know. but comes in hard now, and Paulley beautifully diverted that trouble.
Yeah, Paulley leaned just slightly. Those punches just went fast.
Good lateral movement, Paulley. You've got good reflexes.
The durability starts to come into it now, I think, in this fight. That's where Stephen's experience is starting to show a little bit, I think. After a war over 8 rounds with Charles Bowe.
It's pretty strong, Stephen Marks. The strongest I've seen him look for a while, I think, in most of his fights. Now, Paulley coming in there. And then Marks towards the midsection, got a left hand through. Oh, clubbing right hand from Paulley was a nice punch on Marks.
Oh, good punch to the body and to the head.
He's loading up now, Stephen, with that right hand. That's a definite.
Oh, yes, those body punches. I think they're starting to slow up Mathew just a little bit.
Yes, he's had a few land in there now in that area, and you've got to start feeling the punch there sooner or later, Gus, don't you?
Absolutely. And Mathew's on the back move, so that says something.
Trying to weather the storm a bit at the moment, Mathew Paulley, you get the feeling?
Yes, I think that's what he's done. He got hit a couple of good shots there, particularly to the body, and he's going to just regroup a little bit.
Yeah.
He missed both those punches, reaching too far now. And that's a sign, too, that the confidence is going just a little bit.
Yes. Marks coming in hard again, obviously directing his attack at that midsection as well.
It's interesting to watch fights because as long as you land with the knuckle part of the glove and the scoring part of the body, you gain points.
Yes.
And you see these guys, they're slightly missing or slightly pushing the punch off. They don't count. They got to land with the knuckle part of the glove and the scoring part of the body to get a point.
Yep, that's correct.
If the heads came together then, and that cut looks a bit worse.
Ooh.
Nice right hand from Stephen Marks, but Mathew
Paulley gets out of there beautifully.
Another one for Stephen.
There's a Marks round.
Well, I've got a 2 points difference here with Mathew 2 points ahead.
Yep.
But Stephen's coming into it.
I do. I've got
C856 Paulley.
Mathew Paulley 1 point ahead.
No, I got him 2 points ahead.
2 points up Paulley. Yep.
I called that second round even.
Can't get a good look at that cut, really.
No, we've got the towel and doing the compression work there, Gus, and the adrenaline 1,000 to 1, and we can't get a view of that, but... doing a great job, these boys here at the ringside.
Round 7.
Paulley camp to keep that...
nice.
Big punch from Marks coming in straight
right over the right
from
hand.
the word go. A welcoming punch to start the 7th round here of this 12-round title fight. Australian junior welterweight title fight here at Knox, Fort Knox in Knoxville, Melbourne.
Another successful promotion by our young promoter here.
Yes, fantastic. Murray Thompson, very successful. He's done a great job, Gus. And he's the king of the eastern suburbs in Victorian boxing by a country mile.
He's bringing good fights to the crowds, and that's why he's got crowds.
Oh, he has. And Marks here now has opened up that eye cut again of the Paulley's. He got one of those big right hands in on there, that eye. And again, but not pouring into the eye. It's keeping out. Paulley going towards the midsection. And he probably needs to up the tempo a bit now, Mathew Paulley, you'd think, after regrouping last couple of rounds.
His caller actually calling him to come up to Stephen Marks.
Yep, he's going to have to.
He's letting Stephen take the play here.
Yep.
He is at that,
And it's what you were saying before, Gus, about slight lack of confidence, perhaps with those body shots.
That's right.
Whatever.
Starts to sap it just a little bit. The eye is bleeding again. Be interesting to see, if it stops by the cut that was the butt. Because he has 2 cuts there.
Yes.
And if the cut from the butt stops the fight, it's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. Gee, it's going to get technical then, Gus, isn't it? Well, Marks comes in hard. He tries on the potty shot.
Right hand for right hand.
Yeah, I don't see him pawing at his eye to get the blood out, so he's not blood into the eye.
No. He seems to be, his vision seems to be okay.
Yeah, he hasn't pawed at it at all.
Nice right hook that rocked the mouth guard of Stephen Marks.
Oh, that's better. A lot better for Paulley there with a combination of punches for the facial region of Marks, and his corner telling him to motor on for the rest of this round. Big left hand from Mathew. Paulley was a great punch. Whoa, and the knee came up by accident. That was an accident, no doubt about that. He was moving forward so fast.
Has he gone too early?
And Marks is trying to fight back
I think he's got a snip. No, Marks is coming back.
Oh, Marks coming back hard on Paulley as Paulley backs into his corner. And
boys loading up now.
A big punch from Stephen Marks and Mathew Paulley. And a great round.
I think Paulley's
fantastic
got
round
that one
boxing.
in there. I think Paulley's
Great
reached.
round to watch. I'll call that Paulley.
Yeah, I think Mathew Paulley came back in with those solid pinpoint punches.
Oh, yes.
And another great round.
Solid, Gus, those punches.
Yeah, I got the fight 3 points. The difference in my card. You know, I'm going towards Paulley for those 3 points.
Yeah.
But my card is unofficial, of course.
Yes. He followed his corner's instructions, Gus, to the letter. Then they told him he had to motor on. He did so.
Yeah, I didn't like the way Stephen took those punches either, to tell you the truth. They all whacked right into him, Brian. And,
that's correct, Gus.
Yeah, Brian, you saw the mouth guard of Marks, and one of them get the wobbles there or something, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, his knee lifted a bit, and his mouth guard went to the side. You know, it's a pretty good toe. You've walked in with a pretty hard punch when that happens.
Now,
These
Marks
guys are warriors, though. Let's not forget Stephen, and the trick is, you know, never let the other guy know when you're hurt.
Oh, of course not.
Unless you're gone, that's the aim of the game.
In fact, Dermot Brereton has the same theory when he was playing footy, Brian. Those exact sentiments exchanged.
That's correct.
I think Marks might have another cut.
Yeah, he when he came into the corner, amazingly, they hadn't sort of cleaned all the blood up there, and maybe couldn't have fully stopped that. So interesting to see what the position is with there. That is a bad cut.
Yeah, that's a cut there.
That's to the side of the eye, or just below it as well, or just to the outside.
He had one under the eye, and now that one over the eye.
Yep.
It's a classy little left uppercut.
Yeah, very nice. Good little boxer. He's clever.
Very tall, Gus. You know, and for only four fights over the longer distance, you know, he's adjusted well.
Very well.
Yes. Paulley now bouncing around a little bit more confidently this round. After that last round, he'd be feeling pretty good, I'd say. Boys at the moment.
Yeah, Mathew Paulley's corner, his trainer there, Blue, calling for him to come on. Time to pick it up. Let's get going.
You'd think that the pace of the fight, there's been a lot of body shots too. I think that, as Gus said before, that the energy levels could have been sapped.
They got to sap you. Those punches down there really worry you. They accumulate.
Stephen Marks working back into this round, scoring with the left jab and a left rip to the body.
He's not landing as many as he should, though. He's slipping. Mathew is slipping a lot of his punches.
He is. His eye's not bleeding at all. It's the boot's on the other foot now, Gus.
Yeah, that's Mark's eye is obviously worse after the last round. Marks has the right arm over the top of Paulley there, but Paulley got out of that entanglement. Nice crushing left hand from Paulley. Oh boy,
What a count.
Very nice punch from Mathew Paulley.
Yeah, I think
Stephen Marks presses forward again.
Stephen's going to land some punches.
hasn't been Stephen Marks' round so far, that's for sure. Mathew Paulley has exerted more authority here, and the next 20 seconds will...
very skillful. Mathew is a very skillful fighter.
One punch ricochet back in the boys. On the roll. They're going to finish this round hard. As Knox tries to take it up to Paulley, but Paulley
snuck another one, I think.
Another one in there, I think. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah,
and Stephen Marks now has his job cut out. If we're right, he's got his job cut out now from now on.
Punch. Very interesting. This is an interesting fight. I feel that Stephen is just slipping away from it now. He's getting overdone a bit.
A little bit. It doesn't seem though that Paulie's corner's all that happy with him.
No.
They seem to want him to stay on the toes of Stephen Marks. I think they smell a victory inside of it if he can push forward that bit more.
Yeah.
Yes, they've been calling for him to do that.
Both boys have come out banging.
Last couple of rounds to the Paulley corner have been calling to continually move forward and to take on the attack. Oh, now Marks has got a cut on his opposite eye now, his right eye. There's blood trickling.
Yeah. Cut over both eyes. He's not doing too well to start this round either. And now wherever Paulley lands a punch in that upper head area, he's going to hit a cut, isn't he? Left or right.
Marks came in hard, but copped some punishment coming back from Paulley.
Yes. Yes, I think Stephen is slipping away from Stephen. Oh, the body punches, see? Golly, gee whiz.
Powerful body punches.
They could change the history of this. They could change the running of this fight very quickly.
That's right.
Midsection and the short ribs of Paulley be feeling it now. Some nice punches from Mathew. Paulley now motoring ahead here with the combination. Marks a little bit trying to fight back hard, but Paulley now trying to move the fight up into another dimension. Oh, the right hand caught made its way home. Paulley now has decided perhaps this is his round. We'll try and end it.
He's putting his mark on it, that's for sure.
Oh, where's the ever? No pun intended, yes. And, breathing hard too, Paulley decided this was going to be good. Stephen Marks fights back hard! Fights back very hard as Paulley in his corner, thumping away at the midsection. He's working away, goes upstairs, and Jim Boland!
Jimmy Boland!
Oh boy, that will be a controversial decision.
Yes, I thought that was a little bit premature.
Oh boy!
A little bit premature. Most of those punches were missing there. You know that?
Some big punches in on the corner.
Most of those punches were missing.
Oh, someone threw a canister of butter or cheese into the ring.
Yeah, well, I thought that, I don't know that Paulley was suffering there, but more just as much riding the punches out as well.
I really think that he was a bit premature. I thought, looking at it, it's in our corner. It's right there, within 2 feet from us, and a lot of those punches are missing.
Yeah, they were, Gus. He didn't look under that much pressure at all.
Anyway, gentlemen.
Or distress, I should say.
We'll love you and leave it with us. I enjoyed your company tonight, Stephen and Brian.
I enjoyed it immensely, Gus.
We'll see you a bit later.
Will do, Gus. Well, that's it's a big decision here tonight, Brian, isn't it? I mean...
well, it is, full credit to Stephen Marks, he hung in there. Mathew Paulley was going for it, we could all see that. He scored some other shots on Stephen.
Well, the referee's the closest one to the action, and Jim Boland, in his wisdom, thought that Paulley was in trouble. in his corner, and he stopped the fight. Now the crowd showed their displeasure because unfortunately in a poor fashion threw debris into the ring, I noticed as well, Brian.
Yeah, that's very unsportsmanlike, you know, I don't believe it. Well, it's a partisan Stephen Marks crowd too, so they shouldn't boo their own boy. He's in there doing the best he's done. The referee's called it as he's seen it. It was a hard fight between both boys. And when you look at the damage that's gone into both of them over the period of the 8 rounds, wasn't really stopped prematurely. It's just...
Look, both boys had delivered some amount of body punishment to each other. It'd been the eye cuts, but gee whiz, I mean, I got a shock.
Over there speaking to him.
It happened very quickly. I got a bit of a shock when it was stopped the way it was, I must say. But as I said, the referee's closer than we are, and he may have thought that Paulley was in a bit of trouble. So the decision will stand. Brad Vicale, the president of the Australian National Boxing Federation, fantastic institution, Brian, that helping out all of the state bodies on boxing, which I'm happy to be a member of, and happy to provide my assistance, is going to award the title belt to Stephen Marks when Jim Bolton brings them back in
this country.
Yes.
A lot of unnoticed things.
Certainly, Brian.
Brother, congratulations. Is that right, Brian? Okay.
And here comes Jim Bolton and Howard Lee.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, referee Jim Bolton stopped the contest. 1 minute 52 seconds of round 9, regaining the Australian Junior Welterweight Championship, the Macho Man, Stephen. He fought gallantly with a nasty cut on his necktie now for round 2. Back the belly to present Stephen Marks, almost 2 years to the day since he beat Dindo Kanoi here, September 10, 1999. Stephen Marks, 3 cheers for the Macho Man. Stephen Marks. Stephen, Mathew Paulley, the other way, Mathew. Come back just a moment. Come on, a big round of applause for Mathew Paulley. He defended against Darren Miller tonight. He sustained a nasty cut in round 2. He fought with courage, personified. Mathew, you fought with great courage. Had to see the stoppage there. Very hard fight. He fought well. Doesn't have a big profile. He's 22, so I'll be back. Give us time off, get back in the gym, and I'll come back. Okay, very gracious. Southern Assassin, Mathew Paulley. Stephen, congratulations. It's been a tough road for you. You don't fight much in Melbourne. We don't see enough of you. Great memories. 2 years down the track, another Junior Welterweight Championship. Congratulations.
Thanks, Howard. First of all, I'd like to thank Matthew Paulley for the champion. Excellent fighter. Tough opponent. Happy birthday, Nick Burger. Wherever you are. I'd like to thank the sponsors. The Sausage King Boys, you mentioned good meat. Get out there to get the great Ringwood. Westbow and Pummel, I want to thank the corner. And good mate, like Billy Gaber and Pete Down, the old man. Get out there supporting our one. Preparation on the week is good. And I'm getting beautiful wives and support the strength. Everyone else, I hope you had a good night and thanks for all the supporters.
Congratulations, Stephen Marks, 2 times now, Junior Welterweight Champion of Australia. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's action. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your great support. Murray Thompson's 12th big show. You've been part of it in Fort Knox. We say protect yourself at all times, both physically and emotionally. Reach for the stars, but God bless. Peace on earth. We are one nation. We're going to fight for your rights. The power and the glory. Hallelujah. And keep punching. Good night. Good night, Stuart. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.